evening and good Friday.
Oh, it
Episode
is.
182 of the longest running episodic, whatever the hell this is.
Yep,
Mm-hmm.
it is.
It is. It was actually funny because on the AMG thing, Brad made reference to the Friday thing, and he goes, "Well, I don't know if you're going." It's like, I don't take holidays off, Harlan. I
hmm
don't take holidays off. What are we doing? What are we talking about here?
Good Friday. Well, it's not necessarily a big holiday. It's a big holiday, but I mean, not for me.
I think if you're more of the religious persuasion, it's a bigger deal for you.
Sure.
For me, it's like it's a day off. It's a day off
Good.
work.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yep.
There you go. Hello, gentlemen. We can say that because the cell wasn't here. Speaking of, actually, so I'll share with you guys a quick story. So he's saying he's got some tech issues. I'll shoot him a quick message here in a second. But I was talking with Bobby, and as I was talking with Bobby, I was actually having my own tech issues with a little light. That I have a little light that's directly above the monitor here when I do this thing. It connects to like blue through Wi-Fi. And basically, I've been having some issues with it the last couple of weeks. For whatever reason, it's having some trouble connecting. It works through the app. So I had to do the old-fashioned, really complex, the high-tech solution. Unplug it and plug it back in.
It's like jiggling the handle. Same thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The problem is it sort of worked the first time. I was actually testing it earlier today. I thought I had resolved it, and then all of a sudden it wasn't working again. So I got to see if there's something going on here. I'll take a look at the wiring and all that.
We'll see how long it lasts.
I think once you start it, once you get it on, I haven't had any issue once I turn it on. The problem has been connecting the app to get it to turn on.
Getting it to turn, yeah.
And then later, probably, I'll have to figure it out again because also turning it off. Because then afterwards, it's like, okay, we're done. You keep pushing the button and nothing happens. It's like, that's my problem.
My electrical bill went up last month.
Yeah. Well, worst case scenario, you could just unplug it, but I'm like, we'll figure it out. Yeah. Good evening, Jeff. Absolutely. So yeah, let's see. I'll try to figure out what's going on with Eric, and then I'm going to grab my beer and everything. But Bobby, how's the week been treating you? Anything new happening on your end?
No. It's been a nice, busy week. I've been enjoying the relaxing time. Actually, it's not relaxing. I'm working on multiple things right now, just adding more stuff to the app. It's a never-ending deal, and it's as much as you want to do, you can do. And this week I took on quite a bit, so I've been working hard and adding new stuff and stuff never documented before. So I want to add a lot more newer stuff, and I guess we'll take it from there. Andy's just got to catch up with it. That's all. He's a month behind already. So, so every time I give him more stuff, it puts him another month. It's a perpetual month behind.
Oh, okay. Nice.
And actually, if I put a lot of stuff like this week, it might be a month and a bit. So, because he's a one-man team, right? Because, you got to do 16-digit code for every pitcher, related to the player, to the team, to the everything. It's just, wow. I don't know. Well, thank God he did it, because we wouldn't have an app. We'd have another one.
There you go. Makes sense.
And I just finished doing a radio show for, 20 minutes or something. Pastime Sports.
Is this actual terrestrial radio?
Yeah, exactly. No, it was Pastime Sports out in Vancouver.
Okay.
So then they say, gotcha. Okay, yeah, as long as you're available at 3. And I go, okay, yeah, no problem. So 3 o'clock goes by, and we go, damn, he's in Vancouver. 3, that's 6 o'clock.
6 o'clock, yeah. Yeah, just have a radio spot that size.
Yeah, I've done a few for them since the expo.
Where are they based out of?
Vancouver.
Yeah. Is that where the radio station is as well, though? Is that so? The radio station
is there as well, yeah. But it also Pastime Sports is also in a mall there somewhere. So
gotcha.
In Langley, BC, yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, makes sense.
Yeah. So, anyways, they just read my article that I posted on the Hobby News Daily, and they wanted to review a little bit. See, one of the big things I did is I put the Gretzky case first, and then I talked about. Really, the lion's share of the article was more about the 1933 Canadian chewing gum wrapper that sold for $16,000 US. So that's like a record that nothing has even touched before.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Lowly hockey.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're a Canadian and you bought that, you'd have to pay the tax and the exchange. You'd be at $23,000.
I think 11 billion zillion dillion.
At that
whole
time.
Bunch of aliens. Whole bunch of dillions. A lot of
That's the most expensive wrapper ever.
True.
Even more than snow.
Ooh.
Informer.
I knew you were going with the wrapper at Informer.
Got it. Yes.
Yeah. That just you want to wrap out a couple of a couple of the lyrics there? You want to hit us with a couple of those bars?
I can't because in foreign we don't know what the heck he says.
Very few people do.
Lick
Yeah,
your boom boom now, and that's
yeah,
it.
that's about as far as most people get. That's right.
And it's funny, nobody gets it when they do the. I actually do watch some of those reaction videos, and they go, "Where is this? Like, what is boom boom?" And then I think it's a bunch
Eric
of
can rap
really,
the whole thing out. He knows it all off by heart. He's the only one who actually knows what the lyrics are.
and he tells them that he's born and raised in Etobicoke, and
Mhm.
when he does it so fast, people are saying, "Is he in Kansas? What? Where?" They can't even get it.
Pretty much.
Anyways.
So Big Scott, good evening. Ham, good evening. Thomas Carbo says, we always talk about the nice guys in the hobby. Who are the curmudgeons in the hobby? Eric.
Eric.
Pretty much Eric. 3 a.m. Carlos is a little curmudgeon.
Do you know when that song was released? Snow was in the East Detention Center on a double murder charge.
I knew he was in on something going on there at the time.
Double
That's why it was
attempted
interesting
murder.
timing. Yeah.
So
Well, at least he tried.
That's Canada. We have those people. So
yeah. Paul here says likes hit when Eric's on the screen, pay triple. Facts. Facts.
That's right. Three whiskeys.
That's right. So real quick, I'm gonna hit on here a quick AMG plug for AMG Collectibles and AMG Collectibles YouTube channel. I did make reference to the thing where I said, like I said on the podcast episode there, that Friday Live was going to happen as normal. Nothing unusual about that for this one, but it's a short
called
week.
Good Friday Live.
Yes, Good Friday Live. That's right. That's right. But it is a short week, which meant that I actually had to compress 5 days worth of work into 4, and then I've actually got the Monday off, so I've got a 4-day weekend, which is nice. So basically, I'm in spring cleaning mode, trying to get some stuff taken care of, so that I've already got set up for the end of the month of April. So for Spring Expo, already got the date booked off. We're good. So I'll be all set there. We'll talk more about it, especially as we get closer, because apparently they have 50 million signers. Like I looked through that list, and it's getting long. It's getting longer and longer and longer. If Eric was here, he could pretend that more hockey players acknowledge him. But at this point, it would be like entire hockey teams that he could chase after, one from one side of the building to the other. It's getting crazy.
Yeah, I don't have to come to Canada and chase hockey players. They come to me.
There's
nobody goes to
Captain.
Not one person goes.
Because guess. Just take a wild guess. Who's coming to the Massachusetts in May?
Unless it's Hal fucking Gill, I don't care.
Marcel baby's coming to visit me.
We literally saw him the other day.
Yeah,
it was not a big deal.
I'd like to see a video of that.
Yeah.
Who are you? What? Get this guy away from me.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Always.
Mm-hmm.
Those Canadian, laws that prohibit me from being within 500 feet of him, they don't matter here.
No, you're good.
Yeah, we already said, like, you're not in Canada and you're not in America. You're in a little protectorate middle zone there. So yeah, laws don't count there. Never have.
Yeah. Nope. So, it's all mine.
Marcel says Marcel went to the beach with me. He just left. See? Ham's hanging out with Marcel. Marcel will hang out with anybody.
Ham, this lines you don't cross. You don't joke about Marcel, okay?
He's going to come with this 8-foot pole. You know that.
Mm-hmm.
Can't touch me with an 8-foot pole. No.
Thomas Carmel says, P. Diddy, your thoughts? I think he should have stopped taking advice from Eric.
Mm-hmm.
Something, I've been kind of busy and I don't follow like entertainment, gossipy stuff. So I'm always the last one to understand or know what's going on.
You obviously know what's going on.
By accident.
Mm.
So I know that he had his house raided. Other than that, I don't know what for, by who, why, how long.
Well, my understanding was Homeland Security, but I don't know why. I actually genuinely have no idea. My thoughts are, sounds bad, but I don't know what it's about.
It sounds bad. Yes.
Yeah,
so we'll leave it at
I
that.
don't know what it's about.
I could not even begin to tell you.
Yeah. So my thoughts are, sounds bad. My thoughts are, it sounds bad.
It's not like it's snow or something.
By the government. It's probably not good.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Yeah.
Big Scott here says Bassett is getting knocked around tonight. Carlos sees a Blue Jays pitcher. Psh, that's a lie. There's no Bassett. Come on. You're yanking my chain. You lie. Even Justin? Marcel, isn't he a mime? He's many things to many people.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly a mime. At least he's a meme for sure.
A meme for sure.
Mhm.
A mime.
A mime, perhaps.
Who is it? Marceau?
Yeah.
There's a see. Could be, man. Listen, the man may be multi-talented. He may have multiple things going on. Why do you try? Don't be like Eric and try to limit the man to only one thing. He may have many talents in many other categories.
Mhm.
He
His
could
best
be an
talent-
average hockey player and a world-class mime.
Listen, his
Mean.
best talent is being my best friend.
Well, that's just sad. Why, Eric? Why'd you
keep
do him
that
like
on the
that?
Down low.
Eric, why'd you do him like that? Like, why? It's like Eric, he's already dead. Why? Why would you do this?
He's not
It's just
dead.
he is after you said those words. That's it.
Yeah,
It's over. It's curtains.
Eric's dead to me. That's it.
Yeah, he's miming his death as we speak.
Mm-hmm.
He's so
Justice is
excited.
over.
He's so excited to see me in May.
Who's
Can't
May?
even- Can't even control his excitement.
Me and May and Johnny and Jimmy and all the boys at Phil's.
Wow, Bobby's full of the references today. He's all over it. Not even 15 minutes in. Bobby's gone for it.
What are these words is not like the other? Let's go.
Johnny says, I thought Eric was my best friend. You see?
Hmm.
You're just disappointing people left, right, and center.
Sorry, Sean.
That's right. It's the least you can do. Terrible.
To be
All right,
honest,
Eric.
everybody, I don't think I have any friends, but that's just
No, God, no. God, no.
that's a whole
Especially,
nother-
listen, especially after the horrible things you said about Marcel. After all the horrible things, why would
Listen.
anyone trust you?
My own mother comes on here and torments me. My own mother doesn't like me. I don't expect. I
Makes
really
you
don't.
cookies.
I'm convinced they're poisoned.
But you're still around.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Then
maybe
again-
we need to up the up the dosage.
Then again, he had his hip replaced. Then again,
Mhm.
he had his back operated on. Then again, he's got a myocardial infarction coming eventually in your life sometime.
Mm.
Yeah, and it's a marathon, not a sprint with her. She's
She's playing the
dragging
long game.
miles out.
She's playing the long game, like the
Playing the
really
long con.
Okay, I'll have
Eric,
him and I'll
Eric. You gotta admit. Listen, as you all know, I am a big fan of the long con.
Yep.
But you got to admit, a 50-year long con, that's commitment to the bit. That is
that's-
some commitment.
That's Munchausen by proxy at that point.
That's pretty impressive. I'm not
Listen.
going to lie.
When she sets her mind to something, that's it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Listen,
I guess.
if you're willing to put half a century on the line, it's like, we're going to start early. We're going to work on this. 50 years later, payoff.
Mm-hmm.
That's impressive. Pretty
When's
darn
your
good.
next birthday? Then it's 51, 52, 59. Then
I think I think it maybe I got maybe at best, at absolute best, I got 3 years left. It's gonna be a horrible 3 years.
Mm.
I'm telling you. See, she admits it. She
Yep.
admits it.
Good evening, Kathy.
Don't good evening, Kathy. Her.
I'm polite to the commenters.
Is actively
Man of
trying to
peace.
kill me.
Do you not understand Man of Peace? Well, look, we're all kind of okay with her killing you. Man of Peace. Thomas Carver says, if there's evidence of Otani gambling, do you think the MLB would hide it from the public?
Yes.
I think they're capable of such things. I think they would try. Look, if it was me, if you actually found evidence of it, fucking throw them out. And like, who gives a shit? There's going to be now. I say this so that we're all on the same page. I do say this from the perception of a guy who would cackle for several uninterrupted minutes at the sound of millions of dollars worth of Otani cards suddenly losing instantaneous value and the people holding them therein suddenly all being silenced at once. Again, I am admitting to you that I would begin with the cackling of that. So I would be okay with this result. Look, I don't care one way or the other. Again, I'm a lot nicer to Otani after the World Baseball Classic. I did appreciate his contribution.
Yeah,
baseball
you did.
But beyond that, you are of no use to me. Get the fuck out. I don't care.
That's the way it goes.
Just saying, like, hey, listen, we had a moment of mutual enemy. It was fine. It worked out great. But now we may go our separate ways. Be gone with ye.
Listen, Major League Baseball knew about the steroids. They made an ungodly amount of money from it. And they kept their mouth shut until they couldn't anymore. All right. They will, sweep this under the rug because he is the face of the league. He's not only from North America, it's worldwide. This guy is a moneymaker. Okay, and they are not just going to throw him away. Pete Rose wasn't playing anymore. No one was coming to the ballpark to see Pete Rose. He was a manager of a crappy team. They had no problem getting rid of him. There's no way that they will throw Ohtani under a bus. There's no way. He's worth too much to them. They've already turned a blind eye in the past. They've proven that they'll do it for the sake of money and butts in the seats. There's no way they're getting rid of their number one guy.
So no bus, but maybe a Prius.
I think it more or less depends.
You get a suspension.
I think it more or less depends on the type of evidence there is and what it is. It's like I said, they have made money off of Tani. And they could definitely make some money off of him in Dodger. But let's put it this way: if it wasn't this and he just got hurt again in some way, he'd be out of action for a while anyway. So it's one of those things where all it would take is a series of injuries, and just organically he would fall out of the limelight a little bit. That's what always happens.
But if he gets hurt, he's still a good guy. He's just hurt, and he's gonna come back. If he gets suspended for life like the last guy,
or you could do this one.
He will join cyclocross and become a cyclocross athlete for a season or two, and then miraculously come back to baseball and go back to his winning ways.
See, personally, by the way, Stu, good evening. Look, if you're going to go this route, my pitch is if you're going to suspend him and he's going to go to another sport, I think he should get into professional bowling. And I think he and Pete Weber should hang out, and he could learn, who do you think you are? I am.
Yeah.
Was he on drugs the day he said that?
Did you see the
We can't say he wasn't on drugs.
God.
Imagine the PMG bowling cards. That'd be awesome.
Bobby, I'm saying, like, this is gold right here. Like that right there. Eric.
This is gold, Jerry. This is gold.
It is, because this could get him in the good graces of everyone. You talk about expanding the all of a sudden he'd be beloved by the bowlers, and then by the time he comes back, he's good to go, man.
Yeah,
he's got the international honors, he's got the bowlers, he's got everyone in between.
Professional bowling,
5-pin, 10-pin,
in which the women's division had to wear shorts, but with pantyhose. That was their uniform. Women's bowling. Women wore shorts, but with pantyhose.
And there's something wrong with that?
I was gonna say,
have you looked out your window lately?
Other than it looks utterly ridiculous. I haven't seen women's bowling in a few years. But the last time I watched women's bowling, I couldn't stop laughing over what they were making those women wear. It was ridiculous.
I don't know. They need their own.
This guy who's into cyclocross. I don't know what to tell you, man.
Yeah. What kind of uniforms do you wear there?
It's very skin tight ones that don't look good on me right now.
I would argue never looked good on you.
There was a period of time where
I'm like one day.
There was a period of time in my utes where I could pull it off. I'm glad no one sees me working out in the garage in my road kit, because
I thought you were going to say in your shorts and your pantyhose. It'd be a little awkward given the entire line of conversation you just took us down.
Either way, I'm in my garage, in my private domain.
Okay.
I will do as I wish. I'm just glad there's no one there to
take your heels away.
Now would be a good time for someone to follow Kathy's social media, so it turns out there is video.
Yes.
It turns out there is video. It's not even a great professional cornhole, says Stu. Yeah.
We do have a security camera.
Yeah. What card is Eric waxing? Let me tell you.
Yeah.
He's got the Kurt's card gear thing going on there. Michael Ham says all black is thinning, apparently.
No, so I have a few hobbies. All right.
No kidding.
And one of the hobbies I have is I collect pocket knives. And I have many.
Who collects pocket knives?
Well,
don't you have enough cards?
I collect pocket knives.
Is this one of those ones where you go through the
Yeah.
airport security and you pull up
This
16
is
different
one of those
knives?
ones. This is one of those ones where like there's a reason that Marcel has a restraining order. He's like, Marcel,
not-
want to see my knives? And he's like, no.
So I just picked up this new rolling sharpener,
Mhm.
and I'm testing it. I'm in here like testing it out. So
This first sharpener you ever had?
no, it's just a different
How
kind.
are-
I haven't
How are
had.
the knives getting?
By the way,
dulled
this comment
my
right here is
question.
great.
I haven't had.
By the way,
rolling-
Eric, this comment right here is great.
How much? What is worth to me? Oh, the picture. I'll be
Keeping
in
the
the
picture
garage.
of the video out of the public eye,
Yeah, she
Mhm.
will sell me out.
as she should. She could make money
Sell
on this.
me out.
Remember,
a
it's the
buck.
end of a long con.
It's
No.
a valid question.
Listen.
What is
A
it worth
buck.
to you?
$1. She'll do it for a dollar. Don't even. It isn't like it has to be a big number.
Yeah. So Ham says, "How do you like that sharpener? I was thinking about getting one of those for my case knife." There you go.
So
Switchblades and
first-
knives with Bougie Eric. Let's go.
So
The
why do
first-
you need to sharpen
the
them? What are you
couple of
cutting
knives-
with them?
the
Are you-
first
While you're
couple-
discussing sharpening knives, I'm going to get my beer. So continue.
So the
Go ahead,
first couple of knives that I did
Yeah. Mhm.
turned out really well. I was really pleased with the result.
What are you doing?
So this is a roller. It rolls. Okay.
A roller that rolls. Man.
Yeah. So this has the sharpening stone here.
Mhm.
It has a deburrer here, and then
Mhm.
you have your leather strope here.
Yeah.
So you put this on a 15 or a 20-degree angle. It has magnets.
Yeah.
You put it down, and now you're able to get the correct angle. Because one of the things that's difficult when sharpening knives on a stone is you have to hold your hand steady and drag that across the stone at 20 degrees.
So all through the course of history, the people that sharpen knives couldn't get any of their knives sharp properly until now.
No, this is just something new. And I thought it'd be
Oh.
fun to try. So,
Don't
So,
you have more
with the
cards to buy
ham-
or something?
what?
Don't you have more cards to buy or something?
Yeah, I can't do just one thing. I got to mix things up. So, anyways, to finish with ham, it worked great on the first couple of knives. I was really happy with it, but I think that the stone gets less effective the more you use it.
That's pretty much typical, yes.
So what I would do, and I've watched some videos. This is the tumbler one. Okay. I would spend the extra money if you're gonna get one of these and either get the Hone. Was it Hone?
Home,
Or,
Hone.
or the oh crap. I'll try to remember the other one.
What are you doing? You whittling with them? Like, why do you need sharp? Like,
I carry a
15
knife
degrees.
everywhere. I will not leave the house without a pocket knife on me. I use them all day long. They're tools. They're not weapons. They're tools.
And he works at a card place. Ha ha.
Yeah,
And
he's like,
I guess your middle initial, we can change it to K.
yeah.
interesting.
Interesting.
Good evening,
So-
Philly Joe.
Yeah. So I can just sit here and chit chat, and at the same time,
Oh, so exciting. I just can't hold it back.
and then the real
Stop it,
excitement.
please.
The real excitement is the test. All right, here we go. The real excitement is the test to see, where you at in the sharpening process, right? And that's the paper test.
Well,
So,
thank
Bobby,
God
I want it noted.
Okay.
Bobby, this is what happens when Ken Golden does not light himself on fire.
Okay,
I blame Kenny for this.
like this is really sharp.
And,
All right,
most people
This
use
one's still
scissors
just good.
or, but they're not too straight, the cuts.
No, like
Now what are you
that.
going to do? That's a waste of paper. Look at all the trees sacrificing so you can sharpen your knife with
That's true.
dull stone that you
So-
paid 16 easy payments of $44.99.
No, it's not that much.
I feel like, Bobby, I'm thinking like kind of combining a couple of
This
things
one-
we've done
this
on the
one I
live stream
still
before.
have more to do. You want to get them razor sharp.
I feel
and-
like we should get the slap chop guy to sell one of these
Oh,
stones.
Yeah, that would be good.
That'd be awesome.
Mhm.
Just throwing it
Yeah.
out there. I think that'd be a pretty sweet combo.
It's got personality. So
Mhm.
you use them all day long. Like, I don't know, what do you use them for?
Somebody tries to negotiate with him, and he's like, "I will pay you half that amount." And they're like, "How dare I cut you, man?"
That's that old, what was it, Saturday Night Live? What makes you think
Yeah,
I would
like all the
cut you?
time. But Bobby, all the time. He's saying he uses it all the time. So
All
it's
the
like,
time.
so he's at the shop and he's literally like just sitting there running around up and down the street threatening people. He's
Yeah.
like, "Want to see my knife?
Yeah.
Want to see my knife?"
He's one of those guys. Yeah, man. Yeah. Get away from me. Want to see my
Hey.
gun?
I'll read a couple of comments here. Eric, you and
Please.
I are more alike than I know. I don't know if this is a good thing or not for me or not.
Oh,
It's a bad
oh.
thing. It's an
It's bad. It's
extremely
bad.
bad thing.
It's bad.
It's real bad.
It's bad.
Yep. Webo2 here says Kurt's card kit for knives? Question mark.
No, this is
Yeah.
he's one of the reasons I carry a knife. All right. Anytime I'm around him, I always have one hand on my knife just in case he tries to rob me. All right. For him, it's self-preservation.
Mm-hmm.
I never turn my back to him. I always look him straight on, and I always have my hand on my knife, just keeping an eye on him because I know he's going to try to pickpocket me.
Mm-hmm.
Leave the
Eric's
knife
now
open
claiming
for
the knives are for protection.
Him.
Leave the knife
Web-
open.
Web got them sticky fingers.
Mm-hmm.
You don't
Leave the
trust
knife
him.
open in your pocket.
Yep.
See how many
I read it,
times he
Eric.
does it after that.
I don't open in your pocket. Are you crazy?
He'll pickpocket you and then bang.
Ham
Dude.
says here, I was looking for new Rive knives. I always have a knife with me, an exception about the airport because I'll take it and not give it back. There you go.
Damn right.
Have you ever tested with a sports cart going up in thickness until it can't cut through? One start at 35 point, work your way up. Figure out. I see what's going on there. Stu says, "Will there be blood tonight?" It's a contact sport. It's a contact sport, Stu.
Mm-hmm.
Eric is too knife happy right now. Apparently for Eric, it's never too knife happy.
Nope.
Remember the Ginzu best
I'll
blades
go get
ever?
the rest of them. I have some out in the garage, but I have tons of them.
What for?
I collect them. I enjoy them.
There's a never-ending billion of them, so you'll never even get there. It's like Pro Set.
Yeah.
Why bother?
But
I think they made more pro set than that. Come on.
yeah, but
It slices, it dices, it
It was a
juliennes.
comparison.
I like them, and I make these little dangly things to put on them.
Oh God, he makes those too. He's a knick-knack paddywhack. This was revelation.
It went to quite a place, didn't it?
Yeah.
I gotta admit,
You
like
never
so.
know.
By
It is a
the way,
Friday.
y'all, this is one of those situations where on a Friday, especially a Good Friday, you just kind of let it run a little bit and just see what happens. So it's not a bit. We didn't plan any bit. There was no bit. I just wanted to see where we'd end up. We started with knives. And Eric is talks about
We
his
started
shorts and
with
pantyhose that he
Marcel,
likes wearing in
and
the
then we went
privacy of
to
his own
knives.
home, allegedly. That's fine.
Yeah.
That's cool. Whatever. It's all right.
Yep. Well, hope Marcel doesn't see this.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Maybe
Nobody
he collects
should see this.
knives.
Nobody should be seeing this because nobody should be watching this stupid show.
And
Oh.
yet they are. Ham says, "I bet Eric had a chain in his wallet to his pant loop."
Oh,
Maybe.
no.
Never. My daughter does, but I don't.
Mhm.
All right.
Mhm.
Do you carry
No, I
knives,
never have that.
Carlos?
On a day-to-day basis, I do not. I have them in my office for different purposes, but
I have them in my kitchen. That's it.
yeah. Usually, I when I worked retail, I used to keep basically one of these guys because box cutter, right? You need and you didn't want the garbage ones that they would provide you. You would go get your own, and literally, and these ones you can put it on basically on your belt, so you'd have it with you right at all times. Replace the blade out as many. And I've got a few of the regular ones, but yeah, they're mostly here. They're for purpose. But I don't sit there, put one in my pocket, and cart it around.
Is that a threat, like cutting paper or something? Is there like, hey,
Oh, it's a test.
He's trying to teach that paper not to mess with him again. You messed with me, man.
It
He's
gave
like
me a
he
paper
sits there.
cut.
Eric is a very strange guy. I know you.
It
This
gave
may
me
be
a
hard to
paper
believe.
cut. I'm not going to let it get away with that.
Yeah, I was gonna say but Eric does this to try to threaten its children. It goes all the way to the tree and literally cuts it down in front of it. He goes, "You see this?
This one's dull.
This is the fate that awaits you, man. This is what awaits you, man."
That's right.
It's a very strange one. Just saying. Just saying.
No, this one's going to take a while.
yeah.
So Stu was saying, is sharpening a
Look,
knife like cleaning
it's so
cards?
funny. This is fun.
This will be Bobby's new obsession. I'm enjoying it.
Well,
All
I'll be
right.
right back.
Yeah, this makes a
Thank
good
you.
Friday, not a bad Friday. There you go. All right, here we go. All right, so Hab's got a question here. So on everybody's opinion about Ziggy, we're back to Eric and knives. But anyway, what do you think about his card coming back a 6? This is like a 6 to me. It's like a 3.
Yeah.
Cheers. Yep. You're pretty heavy with box cutter. When I worked in retail, I had to be. You had to be like, I used to try to, I remember that when I was there, they would literally hand me the garbage one. It was one of those like little metal ones where you like slide the blade out. It's trash. Like it can't cut crap. Like it's garbage.
And then you have to
I was
unscrew the damn thing to change the
absolutely
the
garbage.
around.
It was worthless. But the funny thing for me was that the first time I actually had 2 of these because I actually thought I had lost one originally. I went over to Canadian Tire, as you do, because they got Mastercraft. They're basically the little house brand there. But these are good. These are pretty heavy. They're pretty solid, heavy duty. But the thing about it, it's first time I went into work and I literally just did that and I started cutting. They're literally going, you bought one for yourself. It's like, you want to spend 3 hours on this? Like the pile of boxes was like a mile high.
These cheap
It
ones?
was a mile. They were not even, Bobby, they were worse than that. They were like a little piece of metal and you literally just slid it and it just had this small, tiny little blade that barely cut anything. You'd be lucky to cut the paper. You'd be lucky to cut the paper.
I have my own knife bag where I have many, many more knives. But this is about
have a Bobby or rookie card.
This is like half of what the real expensive ones come with their own pouches, like eyeglass cases that are all like felt and everything.
Because they want to be nestled away nice and
so you put it
until they come.
He takes very good care of his knives.
Yeah, you do. You have to. You take good care of it. It'll take good care of you.
Yeah.
You don't want to see what happens when Eric gets excited and he starts playing knifey spoony.
Oh, this one. This was my. See, I didn't just come up with this. My dad got me on
We're
this.
gonna do this one.
He got you. He got you. It's like, son, we're gonna sharpen the knives, and he just sits there. And a dramatic reenactment of Eric's childhood. Hold on. Sorry, I meant to mute.
Oh,
this one. Now we're better. Anyway, sorry. So reenactment. Sorry. Let me start again. Reenactment. So he says we're going to sharpen knives, and Eric is like, "Yay, we're going to sharpen knives!" And he thinks it's going to be like a fun and games. It's going to be all great and everything. And his dad is having fun, but it's more like you ever seen like one of those the cartoon of The Simpsons? It's like ha 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 ha, and just lightning is going off in the background. It's like the middle of the afternoon. It's perfectly sunny. And somehow we got lightning in the background. And basically that was Eric's childhood indoctrination and the knife sharpening. And he's been on it ever since.
This was my dad's.
Like father, like son.
This thing is like illegal to carry in Massachusetts. So I can't.
Yeah. Well, do you feel though that it was more? Do you feel it was more or less legal? Do you feel it was more or less legal than the 14 or 15 people he stabbed with it? Allegedly.
So why is that one illegal? 6 inches or more?
Yeah, in Massachusetts, it can't be more than like 3. The blade, and this is really, really big.
Yeah, it's bigger than 3. Yeah, I know.
So is this where we get the Australian guy go, that's not a knife. This is a knife.
Yeah, it's
Paul Hogan.
It's really.
Why don't you get a card? Because a card is 3.
Why don't you get a machete? Stop being a pansy and get like a real
one. That's in the garage. I have axes. I have axes. I have machetes. I have bayonets. I have
small explosives. Go on.
Anything
else you want to admit to? Please continue.
This is a belt knife.
We talked about Bobby. We talked about P. Diddy and Homeland Security a little earlier. I think we're going to see a visit of Homeland Security by somebody.
I think so.
This
is put away the rope. Put away the duct tape. The shovel.
It's like It's like Mr. Bougie Eric. It's like Eric / Bougie. Is it Bougie, Eric? Whatever. Anyway, what's the gunpowder for, sir? It's a hobby.
I have a hobby. I have one. I have a Leatherman tool like in every room of the house, and in all my cars.
I have those.
like everywhere.
I had that in my car.
I trip on these. I have them absolutely everywhere.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So you never have to get up and find another one. So
Stu says, I got Ted Williams endorsed shotgun shells. There you go.
Yep. That's the thing. Ted Williams and Sears had a campaign for a long time.
I actually listened to his biography, so I heard about the Sears thing.
So he and Sears had a very long relationship with hunting and fishing gear, because his first love was not baseball, it was fishing. So we see stuff come in the shop all the time with his name on it, marketed from Sears, from the hunting and fishing department. Some of the stuff is really cool. You could have an entire Ted Williams collection that would fill your house with just that type of stuff.
Yeah, Cordy Howe did the same.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
What he did with hockey sticks and jerseys.
Right. This was what
the real stuff related.
Right. So this is completely different, right? Because everyone sees Ted as a ball player, and he loved fishing way more than baseball.
Yeah, well, who doesn't want to have fun in fishing?
Fishing bores the ever-living piss out of me. I can't stand it.
If they paid you for it.
Oh, well, then I'm in.
I bet you would have been excited if you had seen back in the day, Bobby. I think you know this one. I don't know if you remember on TSN they had Canadian sport fishing.
Yeah.
and they had a jingle.
What
they had
happened
a theme
to
song.
those guys?
I have no idea. But the point, Bobby, is that you know what I'm talking about when I say they had a jingle. They had a jingle to go along with that show. And if Eric had listened to the jingle for Canadian sport fishing, man, he would have been excited.
Yeah. I remember it too. If I heard it, I would tell you it was the same one. That they had this one guy who was always the main guy. Oh, we're flying in to this rare area in the northern peninsula. And it's like, what? Where do these guys go? And then they catch a fish and then they let it go. I sit there and go, what are you doing? You flew all the way in to catch a fish and let it go.
It was basically just an excuse. It was basically like a Travel Channel show before there was a Travel Channel show. The purpose was to show off whatever resort or wherever they were. That was it. That was basically
it's a little teeny tiny one that's razor sharp. That's a good one.
How sharp is it? Can you shave with it?
This sharp.
Yeah.
Try it. Give it a go.
I could shave my arm with it.
So CC here says, good evening, gents. Eric Dundee has quite the blade collection, apparently. I had a Ted Williams bait caster with the original rod for a while, so that was cool. There you go. Justin says Sears is cool in my book. Big Shot says knives couldn't pass background check for handguns. He's got guns too. He's got to run away from his admirers.
I don't really talk about my guns.
By the way, if they did proper background checks, he wouldn't be allowed to have either. He'd be lucky if they would give him a butter knife.
Yeah.
Or dull, rusty butter knife.
Ooh. Bobby Orr had a fishing reel.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Bobby Orr had a butter knife. that would have been great.
He might have. Probably.
Is Ted Williams the best player to win a World Series? Yeah, I'm kind of leaning towards the Ty Cobb. I would say Ty Cobb slightly, but Ted Williams has an argument.
Yeah,
it also hurt that he lost some years of his prime to. It hurt that he lost some years of his prime to war.
Yeah,
well, 2 wars actually, 2 wars.
Right?
Didn't he end up with the highest batting average?
So I think that was Cobb, but Ted Williams was right up there.
Well, didn't they both hit 400?
Yeah, Ted Williams is the last player to hit 400.
Right, but Ty Cobb did also, right?
Oh yeah, multiple times. In his era, it was more common. But I believe I could be mistaken on this. Memory is a little fuzzy now. I think Ty Cobb had, if not the highest, one of the high. I think he was right up there at the top of career batting average. His career batting average is 366. I'm pretty sure it's right at the very top. And Ted Williams is pretty high too. Like it's right up there.
Yeah, I think it's higher.
344 for Ted Williams. But considering today, like if you hit 344 now, you'd win the batting title. Like that was his career average. So over the course of a career, that's extremely impressive.
That's amazing.
Yeah. So Dan here says, good evening, gentlemen. Good evening to you, Dan. Yeah, Ty Cobb is right there with Ted Williams not winning a World Series. Yep. Here's Ham says, fishing's not warring. Now, if you know what you're doing, it's a lot of fun when the fish are biting and they're not biting you. Go sharpen your knife. There you go.
Right. You can sharpen your knife.
Eric's got you on the sharpening knives. He's ready for it. All right, Bougie Eric. We let you talk about knives and potentially things that make you fail a background check. You know, your bomb making supplies at home and your plans against the government, allegedly.
This
Homeland
thing,
Security, if you're
this
listening.
thing is just straight dangerous. Like
They're all dangerous.
I just
They're all
shaved an arm
dangerous.
with that. This one's badass.
You can get stuck with a 3-inch whatever. It doesn't matter. Dull one. It's still dangerous.
This one's super dangerous.
Well, this will cut your eye out. Well, so will a finger if you just push it hard enough.
This one's a badass.
Mm.
I don't know. I don't know.
This is where we need to get the Aussie to come in and do that. Like, that's not a knife. Like I said,
That's right.
we need him to come and do it. All right, Eric, should I talk about something in the hockey's related for a moment? Are you done? Is there a couple more knife things you want to talk about?
This is
A
my
Swiss Army knife, yes.
Swiss Army knife, but it's the bad boy of the Swiss Army knives. This has got everything. Like, you can't get one with more stuff. It even has a little mini screwdriver, and it's got you've got of course, your can opener and everything, but this one has got everything in it.
Is that the deluxe Victorinox one?
This is this isn't
Which is it? I don't know.
yeah, this is whatever this.
Yes, no, maybe so.
This is the top of their line.
Top of their line.
Wait,
Yeah.
Eric, you're saying this is like the top end? This is like the creme de la creme? This sounds like a man who can afford the like button.
I think times 2.
Mm-hmm.
Be
Well,
spending
that's
all
facts.
that money on knives,
I was gonna say, man, sounds like.
To be honest with this one, this one was actually my dad, so that's a pass it down one.
Mhm.
I didn't pay for that one.
Yep. And his dad took it off the body of the man that he had tested a knife out on, allegedly.
It's anything's possible.
Anyway, so Paul here says more dangerous than Topps putting out a top 16 most iconic rookies of all time. So I know that Breakout Cards talked about this and Paul talked about it. So I'll touch on it here in a second since we can have a little fun. I guess we could talk about a card related thing. 42 minutes in. I guess we could talk about it. I can't believe it's been 42 minutes.
Holy
Bobby,
geez.
I let this shit run just to see
I
how
thought it was
long.
5 minutes.
Bobby,
Man.
it has run
my
for
baby.
42 minutes of this bullshit. 42
That's
minutes.
my favorite. That's
Bobby,
my
I'm proud of us.
right
I
there.
am proud
How
of
many
us.
people
I'm
are
actually
still
impressed.
watching?
30. Bobby, I'm legitimately impressed. Like, I am impressed.
Me too. At
This is
that number,
fantastic.
yes.
I
That's
am
my
genuinely impressed. All right.
Almost as many as knives. It's
Yes, there it is. That's right. A Swiss Army knife, nice. Yeah. But does the Swiss Army knife have a knife? It's about
yes. It has everything.
It has
the
a
one thing
pen.
it's missing. Oh my
It has a
god.
pen. Has a
Does
pen
have a
on it.
toothpick.
That's
It
cool.
has a pen. Oh my
Yeah.
god! I'm in the forest. I need to write on some
Here's a
cambium from a birch.
By the way,
tree.
Bobby, so I want just to know how much Eric loves his knives. I'm actually trying to talk about a hockey's related thing, and you'd think Eric would have some interest since he allegedly likes hockey. Supposedly, I took a little visit to the Hockey Hall of Fame store and picked up a thing.
Oh,
And I took a
Yes,
visit to the Barrie Flyers.
there
It
you
has
go.
two
Look at
knives.
you.
just to let people know, it has two knives, a big
But
one
it's
and a
track.
small one.
Wow, amazing.
They're both small because that's small piece anyways. So
All right.
it's legal to carry. It's under 3.5 inches.
If it's okay if we talk about something that's not knife related for a minute, Eric, if it's okay.
Whatever.
Well, cards are knife
If you
related
think
now.
people would be interested, but whatever.
Yeah. So this not card related, but hockey's related. So I had been meaning to grab these for a long time, Bobby. But since I was on Thursday, being the long weekend, as soon as I got out of the office, I go, let me pop over and grab it because then I'll take the train back. So I finally picked up something that was overdue. Wanted to pick the Medano, the player inductee puck with a little portrait on it. And I did also grab the little replica plaque. So we got to have a little
that
replica.
they used down in the room there. Yeah,
That's right.
Those are actually, I really like those. I don't like many new collectibles, but that is a nice piece.
Yeah, I think it's fun because you can get them from the Hall of Fame. There, you'll get a little replica version of it in the little box and everything. And they give you the mounting stuff. But anyway, so
what they did is they etched in glass. I think it was plastic, but anyways, we'll just say etched in glass. They all in the trophy room. They had all the different Hall of Fame members, and everyone had their plaque. The plaques were about 1.5 by 1.5 feet. They were quite sizable. And when they changed them out, and for other ones that they moved on to, And then they came out with these, were a replica of those, which are really kind of cool. They're about $75 or something like that, right?
Give or take, yeah, it's about right.
Yeah.
And there's one customized for every single one, and then you got the player's name on the bottom there. You can actually order them straight from you can literally walk into the Hall of Fame and order them. They've got one for everybody. They'll have one for Marcel and everybody else.
Yeah, they will.
So you can go get any of the ones that you want. But I just thought it'd be kind of cool. So I've already got plenty of Medano autographs, but probably at some point I'd probably get this one signed, just because it'd be nice to have the autograph, Hall of Fame, whatever.
I've seen the plaques get autographed, and they look really nice.
I think Frozen Pond has those. They've got them currently, but they have got a Medano for sure. I guess it would depend on how much it would cost, because I think Frozen Pond is saying 169.
They've always been too expensive. Frozen Pond prices have always been too damn expensive.
They are, but the thing is, like, you're paying, it's like $89 for the plaque now. So you're already at $90. So it depends on how much it would cost Medano to sign, and if there's an extra price for the inscription, because theirs comes with the Hall of Fame inscription.
Yeah.
So if they charge me extra for the inscription, you might wind up right around the same number. It just depends on how much is charging.
It's just a victim of opportunity and circumstance. Mm-hmm. So you just kind of just pay the money. Right. It's not like it's a difference of $300 or something. So.
Yep.
Big difference.
So let me quickly grab a couple of these comments here. I'm just going through them quickly here. Dan says Ted Williams definitely the best fisherman to never win a World Series. Facts. Nicely done. John Sports Card here. Good evening, John. Talking about the Topps influencer cards. We did touch on that briefly.
There's not much to talk about.
Well, the thing is, it's just a list of not 5 other folks. And I spent a good chunk of time. First of all, I had to figure out who Dr. Collectible was. That was my challenge. I had to figure out who that was. The rest of the folks are pretty nondescript for me. And also, I have no objection to the Dr. Collectible guy. I don't really... doesn't bother me one way or the other. It's fine.
It's just like they threw a random bunch together. It was sort of like, wow.
Yeah, it's a couple of breakers. It's a couple of breakers, and a young guy who's done a lot of social media stuff. Breaks with Jez, who works out of Bleecker. So they basically chose the only real controversial one is Jabs family. And then we spent a bunch of time talking about the Jabs family thing. But at the same time, do I care? No. Not really. No. Like to me, the first group of them was interesting because it was the first time you did it.
Yeah.
The second group of them is like, okay, so this is the second time you're doing this, and it's like a much less interesting group compared to the first one. And it's
what's
like
the next row of next 5 next year?
I honestly think that I really wouldn't bother doing another set.
You might even get in there. It's like that obscure.
It's pretty much going to be him and Eric. Yeah, I think they'll do like a duel.
And Eric, yes,
it'll be those guys. Yeah, that's going to be great. So all right, fair enough. Whatever.
Remember, I have an in.
Oh, look at you! You got an in. So you're going to suck up to a big hat? Is that your plan?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Or you're going to show them your knife collection? You're going to show them your knife collection, aren't you? You're going to show them your knife collection, and they'll be like, I bet it'd be really great. It's like, I bet I could show the Topps guys my knives if you made sure to get the word out.
I'll trap them in the car for 10 hours again and have one pointing at them and be like, make the call.
Yep. Yeah, I think the cards look nicer this year than they did last year. Design-wise, I'd agree with it. I just think that the first time around, I think, was new. Obviously, it gave us lots to talk about. The second time around, though, feels like we basically fell off the first one. We went so far down for the second go of it. I would actually be annoyed if I pulled one of those cards in it. The first time, look, let's put it this way. Here's the differentiator. The first year, they did it. For the sheer entertainment value, I actually opened a couple of boxes of Topps Big League just to take a shot at it, plus the Bo Jackson autograph. That would be cool. But I opened a couple of boxes out of my own pocket. I paid for them and bought it. The second one, why would I care? It's not even worth bothering with. It's not even worth trying. No. I don't care.
If you know the dude, maybe you want the card. Otherwise, nobody cares.
Yeah, you let somebody else open the boxes. And if you really want one, just wait until a couple of singles get pulled in and just buy it yourself.
Then again, there was a time in the early 90s there that they did a Christmas card and had it had the commissioner of the OHA, Dan, geez, I can't think of his name. Oh my God. Oh, come on. Anyways, and he was my coach, which was kind of cool. So I did buy that card, and I don't know. So someone will want that card. How many? Not sure.
Yeah.
You think that ran the regular production run of the full? Really?
I don't know. So Paul here saying Dr. Collectible taking Needless L was funny. I don't know who these guys are. Crowd must be new to the hobby. I don't blame people. Like the first group, I think was more known. Now, obviously, you got Tim, where if you're at the card show, you would know who he is. So out of the first group, Tim and the Slab Stocks guy are the two that would be a little bit more fringe related. The other guys have pretty big social media followings, and Mama Breaks has his following. But then you go to the next tier, and like I didn't know who Dr. Collectible was, and I've been in this. I genuinely had no idea who that was. That isn't like, but I don't know who that is.
And
I had to go look it up.
He's the only one that I did know.
Yeah.
I never heard of the others. So
well, you and he are hang out and chat all the time on the knife sharpening circuit. So like I understand you've got things in common. So that's cool. I think I find it more interesting if they were all packed, pulled, autos of the influencers, well, color variations. I think, given that the names are not as interesting as the first group, it might have been smart to maybe make them autograph versions. It would have been smart to like add a twist to it. Just make it not just make the cards again. Maybe that's
yeah.
We should try to come up with the best 5 people for next year's version. Even though I agree with Carlos, they should continue it. Yeah, it's so boring. Like it's played out real bad now.
Yeah, change it up, drop it, do something different.
Yeah, the problem is you're not going to. We already talked. We did talk about it last time, and when we talked about it, we know they're not going to go with like the industry folks. So like old Jimbo Beckett isn't going to be in that. He's out.
No, it's not. It's not GOAT stuff. It's current influencers.
Yeah. Yes. So if we remove that, and we have to, so we need folks with some kind of social media
following. 2016, right?
It's not even that, but we need people who have social media followings. If you've got a program, like a big audience with a program or social medias, or people follow your tweets and information, that's basically what you're looking for. You're looking for something in that category, because otherwise you're not really an influencer in the traditional sense of what they're talking about. So I got to think. You do have an app, that is true.
The only app ever produced about our collectibles, right?
I wouldn't know.
And the history thereof.
I wouldn't know.
Well, Eric, if you'd been paying attention, not sharpening your knife, Bobby's like, "Hey, Eric, here's the app. Sharpening knife, busy, Bobby." No, but Eric, here's the thing. Sharpening knife, busy.
Did not hear it. No, didn't happen.
Josh, good evening, gentlemen, and Eric. Good evening, Josh.
What up, Josh?
Okay.
You see, you're giving Bobby so much joy, Eric. You don't even understand how much enjoyment he's got from this. And like I said, 42 fucking minutes of that bullshit.
That's a record of anything.
We got a lot of mileage on that one.
You think it's bullshit, but you'd be surprised how many knife channels there are on YouTube. Thousands.
I am not surprised how many knife channels are there. And I think if Homeland Security was doing its job, they would be following these knife channels too, and they would come and have a conversation with you. So, Eric, what do you normally do with that? I just like collecting the knife. What do you do with the knives, Eric, after you sharpen them? I just like collecting. I just like using my stone and like it holds it at a 20-degree angle and like listen, stop judging me, and then you run away.
Yeah.
I see one thing. All right, I can't believe I'm going to do this.
See one thing.
I have a third Instagram channel.
Dun, dun, dun.
And the third eye.
So I have my Sanderson to Orr. I have my Bruins goalie rookie card one. And I have a third one, which is none of your goddamn business.
Hockey 99.
Bougie Eric Knives.
It may have to do with things such as this.
Instagram. I cut you, man.
Yeah. There may be a third Instagram channel that has something to do with knives.
No, I don't think so. But it's free to drink.
Could see a 5-card instead a year with one being a legend. Becca could totally get a card. And that's what I say. Like, it just depends on whether they include, hobby pioneers or whatever. If you add that caveat into it, you could grab a random person. You could grab a photo. That's where you could put a Jefferson Burdick. That's where you could grab some of those and throw them in there and at least give some background. But since they've gone the influencer route, then they're out. So basically, it kind of takes them out of the game.
Bob Lemke, Frank Nagy, all these guys are.
Bob Lemke would be a good one. I'd agree with that one. That's a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So here you go. Ham's got Roth cards, Scotty B, Teapot, Ty from Chasing Cardboard. Could we put, instead of Ty from Chasing Cardboard, we could put his name, but it would just be a fake rock autograph on there? I mean, a real one.
I'll make a video about that. Watch out.
But Rothkars would probably fit into the category of what you're talking about. He would fit in with the grouping as they're doing them today.
Oh, wouldn't that be good to do one on the guys who had issues? Well,
look,
buy
okay.
those
So
cards.
being serious. If you're gonna do it, shouldn't you get Mojo?
Yes, 100%.
Mojo would make sense. Like he'd be on that list. You'd have to put him on there. Like he'd be an
He's
obvious
perpetually on that list. Yes.
choice. Yeah, and I'm sure he'd shill the hell out of that. Hey guys, buy the boxes. I'm in it. Oh my god. Great.
No doubt.
He's almost as excited, like his shrieking shrill is almost excited as young Eric learning about the sharpening of the knives.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Well, my knife is sharp now.
It's 5 cars into a 46.4 billion they produce a year. Yeah, pretty much. Here you go. Stu says, topic number 2. What guns do you have, Eric? So, Eric, I want to talk about the 50 caliber machine gun, the Gatling gun you got in the back, from when you fought,
You collect those?
Back in the day.
Civil War. Yes. Mm-hmm.
I have guns, but I don't like to talk about them, so I'm gonna.
So we won't. You don't have a Gatling gun, though.
That'd be pretty sweet. Gatling gun would be pretty cool.
Yeah. I watched
At Blades of Glory.
Pawn Stars. They went off and did one.
Is that your Instagram there, Eric? Blades of Glory?
No.
Ooh, my favorite movie.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Is Ham stalking you? Is he figuring out?
Yes, he is stalking me.
Now he's following you. He's sending you messages. Blades of Glory. Oh my god. Interesting.
Yeah.
All right. We'll see. Yeah, Paul got it right there. Only if Ty gets autograph cards are fake. That's right. Yep. G off, way like a different person in front of the man himself. Not sure what Justin's typing there, but okay.
Huh.
Yeah. We did get a lot of
Yeah, we did. A lot of good stuff when a lot of people talking about gambling being a big issue. And I thought, what's going on? With the cards and the breakers and all that stuff, all the articles and the posts and the videos, lots going on. When nothing's going on, they start digging deep.
Mm-hmm.
Listen,
they're talking about gambling being an issue. I bet you it's not a problem at all.
Breaking is gambling? Is it just gambling?
It's always been gambling. It's literally always been gambling.
Yeah.
As soon as you put odds in it, what do you think odds are?
The whole never mind.
What? Easy.
Settle down.
No, I was gonna say it's always been gambling, and it's like I was thinking, with Ohtani and gambling when it comes to cards and packs and the whole thing. It's like it just jumped in my head that gambling in baseball has gone all the way back as far, if not before, the Black Sox scandal. I mean, when it
gambling in baseball was going on in the first game.
Yeah,
during the first game, before the first pitch.
Right. So,
like, what are we even talking about?
Yeah.
If there's any kind of a contest where people can bet on it,
it just jumped in my head, and then it started coming out my mouth, and I'm like, that's not the right topic. But when you get older, things spark, and then they just start jumping out, and you got to catch them, try to put them back in.
Yeah. Catch.
Listen, as we've been having this conversation, I've been getting over/under lines from Paul on how many knives you'll be able to sharpen before the end of the show. Like I've got over/under line, like the line's moving as we speak. Money is coming in from the sharps in Vegas. Like it's moving. It's like it's happening as we speak. It's crazy. They'll bet on anything.
26 or 27, maybe.
It's getting pretty good, man. Mm-hmm. Cardborn, Kurt's card carry, yes, and Mouser should have tops influencer card. Look, it'd be ballsy for the Kurt's card care guy to be on a tops influencer card. That would be funny.
Wow.
That'd be amazing.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
That's a grail.
And then in
hashtag
the card,
grail. Let's go.
You could do an insert of a card.
Mm-hmm.
And then under that card is a piece of glass that has a little bit of his juice that he uses, and we'll know the formula will be right on it, vinegar and water, and have fun. I think it'll be great.
And the other one's Gary Mauser from PWCC. But look, Kurt from Kurt's Card. Now that's funny. That would be funny. I would love that.
I would love that. Or who else?
I wouldn't be against it.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Look, if you're going to do it, look, at this point, our point was the first time around it was a novelty, and now it's already old hat and it's only the second time. Now, if you're going to do it again, then all right, all bets are off. Take the gloves off and go for hilarious. Put the Kurt's Card Care guy on a card. Who cares? Just go for it.
Yeah, that would be something.
Yeah,
I think
just
I
lean
think I'd buy
into it.
one.
Lean hard.
Yeah, I think I'd get into it. We could do Probstein with the interview with Mastro.
Yes.
Kind of cool in the
Mhm.
background, and then do a reflector.
Okay,
where
so can we do
Mastro's-
this? So can we do this? If we do the ham idea
Chill
and we get a
binning.
sports card radio dual card, then in the same set, we have the Master Probstein double in the same set with Kurt's Card Care. So that's 3.
Mhm.
That's 3 out of the 5.
Yep.
Then we put in what's his name? Jesse Craig, I think, from PWCC. Put him on there. He's the guy who leads PWCC or runs it.
Oh, now, yeah.
Yeah, whatever. Jesse Craig or whatever his name
Not
is.
Brent.
That guy.
Brent's gone now, right?
Well, Brent would have been the older one. Who would be the other one? So that's 3. So like that,
Right.
there's 3.
Jeez.
Now I have to
So-
think, Eric.
so
I need a
many to
good
choose
shady 4th and 5th. So we got 3 good ones. We got 3 good ones that like thematically would be like,
Oh, I
what
want
are you
that.
guys? Look, the theme is what the fuck are you guys doing? That's the theme.
I want that clown that was the policeman of the hobby that we found out was shady. They used to
Well,
have
that
these-
was card porn.
Card
So
porn?
CC was saying card porn. So that
Yeah.
guy.
I
Okay,
want
so card porn, fine. Card porn would be 4.
Yeah, I want card porn.
Okay, so I got it. I figured it out. So number
Okay.
5, we put Kenny. Just because he would be sitting there like, wait, why am I? What are you saying? It's like, you knew card porn, Kenny.
Yes.
Don't try to run from this.
Or Bob Lewis.
you could,
And
you
there's
could
no
just
picture
put
of
Bob
him.
Lewis.
It's just the chair.
I will buy baseball boxes if Bob Lewis gets a card.
No, he's not there, but his chair is there.
I will still buy boxes.
We could do. Look, I would only do Bob Lewis. Like, you know how like back in the ye olden days, people would collect in the binder pages.
Uh-huh.
If you're gonna have Bob Lewis, I would have a 9 card panel
Mhm.
that includes a larger image, which includes chair.
Uh-huh.
And
Yep.
eventually you get to Bob Lewis, but you need all 9 to complete the image.
To
on the panel.
assemble him. Yeah, it's like a
Absolutely.
puzzle.
Correct. You do not simply have a Bob Lewis, you have a page of Bob Lewis.
And you short print
I like
his
that.
face. So you
Mhm.
never know who it is until the chair is fully assembled. And yeah.
I like
That is
that.
correct. Yes, sir.
I am all in. I am buying boxes.
All right, y'all, we got it. We figured it out. Tops, we fixed your fucking influencer set. There's your series 3 done.
Mhm.
Fixed it.
I don't know if
All
it's
right, here
an
we go.
influencer set, but it's more of a
I don't think it's an influencer set this time around. That's why I say, like, you broke your own rule. Like,
Yeah.
now all bets are off as far as I'm concerned. We may as well just go in a weird direction.
yeah. And actually,
Joseph.
I think it'd be more entertaining.
Absolutely, yes. Philly Joe says, man, the hobby have a meltdown if Kurt had a card. Yes, this is what I want. Look, if this show has
And
taught
it
y'all
comes
nothing,
all dinged up and beat up on the cover.
I love it.
you have to
Oh,
restore
God.
it. Send it for a kid to fix it.
Yeah.
He gets $62 a pop every time
Yes.
his card is sold.
Yes.
Oh,
Look,
God.
if this show has taught us nothing, look, we spent 42 minutes talking about Eric's fucking knives, okay?
Yeah.
Like, does that not convey the seriousness in which we take this hobby?
Mhm.
I feel like we covered this.
That's a different
Just
hobby,
yes.
though.
Oh yes. Look, we had 42 minutes of Eric's knives. We had Canadian sport fishing. I grabbed some shit from the Hall of Fame.
Mhm.
We're
Yeah.
covering a lot of angles here, man.
Tonight would be
That's
a
just the
really
first hour.
good night for Name to stop by.
Oh.
Yeah. I don't think
They'll-
it's played out more than the second group of 5 as a church as a whole.
He'll
It's pretty
pull out
bad.
a Crocodile Dundee knife on you. Don't you worry.
That's what I'm saying.
Mhm.
And Eric goes, all right, but I got a gun. And then Name's like, I got a bazooka. Like, stop one-upping
No.
me.
You got a Gatlin.
He always
Yeah,
one,
this is Gatling gun.
he always one ups me. I guess why I don't like him.
And then Eric finally figures out how to one-up that, and then he rolls in with a Sherman tank.
Uh-huh.
Really?
Yeah,
Where did
and
you
he'll
even
have
get
a
that?
nuclear weapon.
Yeah, it's like, where? But then your question is like, where did you even get that? He goes, Oregon.
Yeah,
Shut up! I got it from the Duck.
yeah, the Ducks.
The Duck lent it to me. Kurt's card carrier is top of the world. Yeah, these people are going to attack. Yes. Make Kurt's card carrier in 80 Tops retro design with the black rub off nameplate. Ooh,
I think
there's
Kurt,
a throwback. There's a callback.
with all the news and stuff going on, I think Kurt has probably made about $1 million with all this. press
Oh,
that-
it's big. I can't even imagine how much of that shit he
I
sold.
wish he had a. I would have. If he had stocks, I'd buy them.
There's no such thing as bad press, as they say, right?
Nope.
Look, I guarantee you, he sold a crap ton of that shit. Like seriously, he has
Because people
sold
are sitting
probably a
there going,
crap ton of it.
really? You can do that? Okay. Hey, Kurt. Yeah. Send me too. Yeah, that's the way it's going to be. So, is it allowed? Is it not? Is it moral? Is it not? It's been going on for a long time, guys. Maybe 40 years.
Oh, forever. As soon as someone,
traditional card, you can't really fix up the older cards in that sense. So it would only go back to 1995, maybe ish.
Yeah, but what about the soaking of old cards? I've seen old tobacco cards.
Well, that's been going on since for crying out loud.
Yeah, millennia. Yeah, like look, I use the simplest example. I use the simplest example that doesn't require a lot of extra thought processes. When ye old cards were removed out of albums, they would soak the cards to remove and separate the paper. Well, you've soaked the card. You've literally done the thing that we're talking about in order to separate. And by the way, if you were successful and you were able to properly get the card off the album without paper loss, you automatically improve the condition of the card. Because if you were able to get it so that there was nothing left on it by the old glue and the gold grooves, all of a sudden you've actually got a viable card. That's all it was. It was just removing the card from the album. Same concept. You're using the same idea, and you're using it to clean or to add something or to smooth something out.
But
that's all you're doing.
Is natural. Like you, let's say you're walking down the street and you got that page, and it rains, and then drop it in the puddle, and then it just sits there while you go, in the shop and buy your, Cheese Whiz sandwich and come back out, and then you take it off, and all of a sudden the card falls off the paper. So, are you manipulating, or is it just by happenstance? What is the technical term legally that you could use on that, unless you purposely did it, but the same result is happening?
Well, the argument, Bobby, has been what you're alluding to. The argument is intent. Like everybody gets obsessed about intent. They're like, but the thing is, it's the same actual result. Like whether you intended to do it or whether it accidentally happened or whatever, it's like the result is the same.
Well, they grade the result. They don't grade the intent.
Yes.
Thank you.
I agree.
Can we get back to what the hell is a Cheese Whiz sandwich?
You don't know what Cheese Whiz is?
It's
like you don't know what sandwich is?
Who makes a Cheese Whiz sandwich?
Lots of people.
Is that a Canadian thing? That's messed up, man.
I'm not taking responsibility for this, but I'm glad where it's going. Please continue.
Cheese Whiz. You have Cheese Whiz there?
I believe so, yes.
You buy Cheese Whiz.
And then you gain personality. Go on.
Cheese Whiz goes on like crackers, maybe. It doesn't, you don't make a sandwich out of it. That's some crazy talk. That's crazy.
You think it just goes on celery sticks and stuff like that?
Like
chocolate sticks, celery sticks.
You think they sell it in big jars like this for no reason? Come on. It's almost as big as your fluff jar. Yet you put that shit on everything.
Fluff is awesome.
Yeah. Fluff is pretty good. Salty.
There you go. Paul sides with you. Look at you. I side with Eric. As disgusting as it sounds to say. Cheese Whiz is fucking disgusting. There you go. Here you go. Cheese Whiz and mayo is fantastic. We're in conflicting arguments.
No. Now we're just we're going off the rails now. Nope.
Yeah. Look, I'm not the one who invoked this. I want to make sure we're clear on this. As soon as you start talking some food, you start putting stuff on.
Cheese Whiz on toast. Cheese Whiz on toast is like everything.
No, it's not.
It's not like it's England and we're putting Marmite on it.
Well, you do realize, Eric, at that point, all you're doing is effectively putting processed cheese on the toast.
Yes.
That's all that's really happened. If you put two slices of bread and you put a slice of processed cheese between them, do you have a moral objection to that?
I do not like processed foods. I doesn't say I didn't eat them.
But concept-wise, Eric, do you have a moral objection to it? That's my question. Two slices of bread and a slice of processed cheese. That's it.
Toasted or
and just have a cheese sandwich?
That's
it.
You realize if you melt it, that's literally melted.
That's grilled cheese.
Yes, exactly.
That's
all I'm talking about. That's all I'm saying.
Big fan of the grilled cheese.
Okay.
But just
what kind of cheese do you put in your grilled cheese then?
American.
American what?
Cheese. American cheese.
American, so cheese slices.
Don't try to give an accent to make yourself more American, you non-American bastard.
All right. That's the kind of cheese we use to make our grilled cheese. We use America cheese.
All right.
Hashtag America.
We call it crab shingles up
Bobby,
here.
he's not far from Salem. We can burn the witch.
Oh, yes.
It's historically accurate. We can burn the witch.
Toast the cheese, too, while you're at it.
I'm just saying.
Or the bread for the cheese.
There you go. Is a hot dog a sandwich? Gosh, that card content. Listen, today it's very clear we're not doing card content today. It's very clear. It has become abundantly clear that we're not. So I'm not going to fight this. I got enough beer to make this work. So do I care? Nope. Nope.
Sure do. I'm kind of getting hungry here now, though.
I didn't have dinner.
No?
I had to go out and get my daughter in Rhode Island. Had to drive through Providence, where Timmy Two Hats is from. I still feel like I can smell it on me. And so I was in the car for like 5 hours today. I came home, slept for an hour, and then tried to jump on here, but my damn computer was misbehaving.
Well, it's working now.
So I gotta eat at some point.
Well, you can always have cookies.
Yeah, I could have some cook. Hey, mom. I didn't have any dinner. Is there any way you maybe can make me some cookies for dinner, mom?
I just want to. So, Bobby, can I note this? So, I want to make this abundantly clear. I'll lead with the following. I'm not a religious man. It is Good Friday, but I did go to Catholic school for like 12 years. And I just want you to know that Jesus died for whatever this fucking thing is.
He did.
Nice job, Eric.
Thanks.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Man, brutal. That's rough. That's rough.
You keep slicing paper. What does that
Bad
prove?
decisions were made.
You see how but
I got this big
to be able to just touch it and go down it and slice means it's razor sharp. This one isn't getting that way. It's a different metal, right? So I'm sitting here going like this, and it's not jumping in. It's tearing, and then it gets a bite, and then it slices. Where the other one just touches it and goes.
So who cuts paper anyways?
Everybody cuts paper.
You're out on the road. You got to cut some paper. I don't know what's going on there.
You don't carry a pocket knife around with you.
Eric has a whole box full of paper so he can satiate his lust for slicing, so that he doesn't have to take it out on the neighbors.
Every adult male should be carrying a pocket knife with him. Some form or another. It's not a weapon. It is a tool. I use it multiple times a day.
For what? What are you cutting?
Where? Well, you know where he works. Just saying.
PSA 10s, yo! PSA fucking 10s! Let's go!
It's imaginable.
PSA 10s!
Yes.
Okay, just saying.
All our cards are as sharp as they came off the line.
Or SGC. I don't know which it is now.
Yeah, apparently. One or the other. Yeah. Dufects of Life says, just tuned in. What the fuck is going on? Knife segment on QVC? Yes. Yes, it is.
Yes, it is.
Sir, let me tell you. And I'm going to answer this by saying, I don't know what's going on. I host the show, and I genuinely have no... Look, real talk, y'all. We didn't rehearse any of that shit. And as it kept going, and Bobby was fascinated about Eric's, sharpening motions, and as Eric's talking about his knives and the whole thing, I just sat there and thought, I could interrupt this. I could. But why? And 42 minutes later, gold.
It is.
That's razor sharp.
That's a New Year's Eve clip to pull.
Razor sharp right there.
I stamped that.
Woo!
Kathy says, how about some veggies instead? I know, Eric.
Oh, I want cookies.
No cookies for dinner.
Good evening, Paul.
God damn it.
Cece says, because of Eric, the expo might want to consider installing Melithers. Facts.
Ooh. Huh.
Now, unfortunately, the steel plate in his head will still cross and the artificial hip. So he'll still set off the detector, but at least it'll be for different reasons.
I've had a knife on me every single time I've been to the expo.
Yeah.
Actually,
yeah, we also don't have detector. We also don't have detectors. This is talking about adding detectors.
Last expo, I had two. I had a Leatherman in one pocket and a pocket knife in the other pocket.
Did you say a Leatherman?
Needed.
Wait, did you say a Leatherman?
Yes. A Leatherman, yeah.
Is that like the third member of the band with Red Man and Method Man?
No, it's the little Leatherman that you stick pins in.
Oh. And Eric, that's different. At the expo, they were hoping you'd stab yourself. They were
Well,
like, "Can we give you more knives, sir? Do you need some more knives?"
I do need more knives. I have so many now that I can't find.
All right, so Eric, since we're talking about
Have
this
to
for a
cut
moment
up
before I
your
move on,
Kurt's hot dog.
Eric, how many knives do you have? Do you have a database of knives? Do you have an Excel spreadsheet full of knives? How is the knife index on card ladder?
At one point, I was
it
keeping a
alphabetical or
list and their
chronological?
values
Ooh,
and their steel content.
there's still content.
Yeah, go ahead and look. I don't care. Go ahead.
What's the tungsten carbide?
I had the value of the knife. I had the name of it and the metal that it was made out of.
49, 250. Who plays 250 when you can't afford a Bobby Orr rookie card? Anyways.
So, yeah, but I haven't kept up to date in a while. I gotta. Here's my to buy. I had this list going. The knives.
He's got a to buy list. Hold on. A Spider Coat Tenacious? That's a real name?
Yeah, I have that.
I see that by the check mark, but I'm saying
Yes.
like it's called a Tenacious?
Yeah.
A Kalashnikov?
Yes.
Is that based on the General?
Yeah. Yes.
I figured that.
They're worse than the names of the new cards they give them. God, yeah.
This is my Tenacious right here, and for those who know, I can do a Spidey flick. Right there.
Did you get now? Are you going to upgrade to the higher end one, the Tenacious D?
Yes. And Jack Black comes with an instruction.
Yes, absolutely.
I love the D.
Oh, this is without a doubt, without even a question. It's not the greatest knife in the world. It is just a tribute.
That I'm bring it. I love it. I'm with all of this. I love the D.
Just
okay.
It's like, Bobby, it's like this episode is going to be my year end.
I think so.
Like we've gone down a couple different paths.
You know, you never ask about me. All right, the real
Eric. We've literally had an hour and a half dedicated to you.
I'm just a clown. I'm here to make you laugh. No one ever asks Eric, what else are you into? What are your thoughts on this? How do you feel about that? Nobody cares. They just want me to dance like a monkey. All right. So
episode 182, Eric. We have gotten plenty of Eric. We've gotten plenty.
And I dance. But now today, I'm taking some me time, and I'm sharing my love of other things with the people.
Your love of sharp implements.
1:17:14 is the timestamp on this.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Ask Eric if he carries a knife in his shoe or down next to his ankle. See how real the man is.
I did carry a knife in my shoe because
is that called a shoe knife or a pocket knife?
Now the problem that I have. So, Eric, point of order question.
I have a story.
You carry a knife with the shoe. Carry a knife with the shoe. So there's two things. First of all, I'm assuming the knife in the shoe is also happening while you're in your shorts and pantyhose, riding your bike in your garage on your own time, which, hey, to each their own. However, my concern is whether the knife in the shoe is on the side of the shoe or whether this is a get smart situation and the knife is actually in the shoe and you may struggle to get it out of the shoe.
No, I put a knife that was roughly
under 3.5 inches. Yeah.
It was this big. It was this knife here.
He's used to that measurement.
Mm-hmm. Yes, maybe.
It was this knife here. That's a Kershaw.
I think he just likes popping the knife out every time.
He does, yeah, basically.
I had to get this into a Comic-Con that I brought my daughter to.
Had to.
Well, I wasn't going to walk the mile back to the car, right? It was summertime.
Go in and slice comics pages.
So they wouldn't let me in with it. So I said, all right, hold on. So I went outside, went behind a pillar, took my shoe off, put this in the arch of my foot, put my foot back in my shoe, walked in so much discomfort, but acted like I had a new pair of Jordans on, walked by security. The alarm didn't go off. Right?
Security, are you noting this? Are you writing this shit down?
And we went into the show, and I just went into a corner, took my shoe off, thankfully, because I couldn't walk another step.
Bobby, could we get Menzie to institute a full cavity search for Eric at the expo going forward?
And then put it back in my pocket.
I think we can prep that by November.
Yeah, I think by November, we could definitely hey, Menzie, so here's what happens. When Eric comes in, before he's even said the first Marcel, full body cavity search.
Marcel, they jump.
You check everything,
Yep.
everything. You leave nothing to chance.
Rubber gloves on.
That doesn't. None of this sounds good. I don't like any of this.
Oh, it isn't.
I think all of it's
Good for us.
fantastic.
No,
I think this is great.
Like the way any of this sounds.
Good for us, but not for.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Working out great. The important thing is that, as I often like to mention, we like learning things because we have new things we can use against you.
I don't see what the problem is. I collect.
Oh, Eric, I argue there's no problem at all. I encourage everything that has happened here today.
Remember,
the new knife fodder is going to be amazing.
Do you remember? I don't know. It was a couple of months ago. I brought my penny collection out.
Yes.
I collect pennies. I collect knives. I collect hockey cards. I collect some other things.
Small tactical nuclear weapons. Go on.
Homeland
Security.
I'm a collector. I collect things.
I guess.
Mm.
Where do you store all this stuff? Well, knives are small.
I showed you my bag, and
That's
then the rest.
That's it.
And then
inside of secret volcano base.
Well, I mean, the machetes and axes and hatchets and saws and all this stuff. You know, it's out in the garage.
Saws. Do you like to play a game?
Yeah.
A real game.
You know,
Just saying.
I don't have my new Gerber hatchet in the house with the saw that comes out the bottom of the handle.
That's like a baby food one.
That's out in the garage.
Eric likes to build escape rooms where people don't escape.
Yes. It's not escape room. It's more containment.
Ham says I collect coins too. Eric is my soulmate. There you go, Eric. You and Ham are two peas in a pod.
I'm selling.
You can hang out. You can hang out. You can go fishing. You can compare knife stories.
I'm selling everything.
You can go skin a alligator in Florida with.
Yes.
I don't do anything anymore.
I don't.
I'm done.
Okay, I'll be back.
Sounds good. Eric, I was almost worried about today, and then once we started going down a certain path, I wasn't worried anymore. I was like, just let it ride.
This is Eric's day. I'm sick and tired of being your monkey. It's about me. All right, and I'm going to let the world see the real me.
Is that right?
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yes, I have one. And I showed it off on the episode that I brought my pennies out.
Yep, pretty much. CZ says, Eric, it is cool to collect things. When's the last time you kept hockey cards in your shoes? Facts. Besides, and also, not one word about my lovely Hockey Hall of Fame puck.
I said it was
or my
cool.
plaque.
I
was distracted between all the knives. I don't know. I was hearing the chinging of the knives, and I was getting distracted.
I got to be honest. I didn't see the plaque, but
the plaque was great.
I saw the puck. I saw the puck, and I said it was cool. I'm not going to lie. I didn't see the plaque.
Plaque's actually pretty good. I just got to figure out how I'm going to house it. That's going to be my next challenge. Figuring out how to store it properly. I got it in a little box for now. That's fine.
Very nice.
I wouldn't have bothered with it, but at this point, I've got almost everything else. So I just figured the replica.
Is there any way to unscrew that and have him sign it?
Well, right now it's not even screwed into anything. So you can literally, the surface of it is designed for signing anyway.
Okay.
It's got a separate little metal thing going on.
Okay.
So you can actually attach it to a wall or do something.
It has plastic on that, right? It's got a plastic.
This right here, I'm pretty confident this surface would sign fine.
Okay.
Because there's really not a lot of, it's glossy, but it's not so glossy. Okay. I actually think a pen could sign this no problem.
All right. Well, I think that'd be cool. I think that'd be pretty cool to have him sign that.
That's why I said, I think Frozen Pawn actually took it. So I think that's what worked out. So I think that was what they did. And I think they designed it as a souvenir to be like, yeah, you can have it signed if you want to. There's plenty of space there on the side if you want to. And it's available for that purpose. And that is from the Spirit of Hockey store at the Hockey Hall of Fame.
And that's kind of a unique item. Not everybody has those.
I figured at this point I had almost every other category covered. And I was like, all right, let me get the little Hall of Fame plaque. Let me get the little puck there. The puck I'll probably get signed as well. But at some point I probably will get both of those items signed.
Now, what if he shows up in November and is signing at 9 a.m.
That's what I have people for.
Oh, okay. As long as you
I cannot sully my hands.
I'm not one of those people. You want it signed, you need to get up.
I wasn't aware you were people. You lost me there.
That's what I was saying. I'm not. I made it clear.
Yeah, no, I got other people. I
will stand in line with you, but you need to get up.
Oh God, no, absolutely not.
I'm
giving Carlos like oil and water. I love it, absolutely. But you know, Eric, he is like oil, and oil is one of the base elements of mayonnaise.
That's disgusting. No, you're gonna be gross. You're gonna be gross, and I don't want to. I don't know if I want to play with you anymore.
You'd rather play with your knives?
Kinda.
It all fits together, y'all. It all fits together. I think my favorite part of that entire first segment was just how much joy Bobby was getting from you sharpening your knives. Just the act of you sharpening your knives, and like it filled his life with glee. You could see the sparkle in his eyes as he needed to ask follow-up questions. There were additional questions that needed to be asked. That's why I say so just so everybody's on the same page. By the way, we can talk about whatever. We ended up down the path we ended up with because that's just how it went. That's how it bees that way sometimes.
Because it's awesome.
But yes. So let me ask a question.
And just to let you know, I have 144 followers on my third channel.
About your knives?
And other assorted things.
I see. How many of them are Homeland Security?
But
new follower, Department of Homeland Security.
I have 144 followers.
And now let me ask this: you're trying to hide. You're trying to hide. But so did Ham successfully add himself to your followers count?
Not as of yet.
Not as of yet. All right.
Not as of yet.
I'm waiting for the Ham to find you, and then the DMs. That'll be the next thing. It'll be all about the DMs.
Well, he does all that with my regular account. So
yeah, but this is about the knives.
Yeah,
he spent his time talking about the knives. It's different.
He does seem interested.
That's what I'm saying. There you go. I say Ham says I am. There you go. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. All right. Let me ask a question. Let me ask a question here, and then we'll branch off into a couple of directions for it. But let me ask a question first. So last year we were talking about the McDavid season, and I was approaching 150 points, and then obviously getting past 150 points for the first time in a long time that somebody had done that. I actually think the 100 assist thing is a little bit more interesting because I think he'd only be the fourth player to do that. Gretzky had a stack of seasons for it, of course, Lemieux, or I think it's those three guys who have done the 100 assist season. And then McDavid would be number 4, which would be a pretty exclusive company with him entering that. And it feels like he's chasing it because now every night is like, even if he gets a goal, he's like, goal and 3 assists or goal and 2 assists. He just keeps tacking up assists. If they score 4 goals, he's got 4 points. Yeah, because he's got a point in every single one of them. So it's even kind of interesting.
Well, I mean, assists are easier to get because there's 2 assists for every goal. So if it just bumps off your skate, goes to another guy, he passes it to the third guy, and he scores, you get an assist. So, they are easy to get, but 100 of them in a season is no easy task.
Yeah, that's what I say. Like, it would be back-to-back season of him doing something kind of interesting.
Yeah.
We'll see. Like, I'm rooting for it because it's obviously noteworthy. So it'd be consecutive seasons. So even though his point totals are down, he's actually right back in contention for the Art Ross. He's right up there. So he's getting close again. Robert here says Eric has more followers than many cults. Facts.
I'm thinking about starting my own.
Is it about the knives?
Oh God, yeah.
Yeah. How about Nikita Kucherov? He's playing well.
Yeah, he is.
Other than that, I don't have too much to say beyond that, but
no, he's
playing well.
No, he's an incredible player.
Yeah. He's still leading the league in points, so he's still right at the top. McDavid is right on his heels now, 2 points behind. So they're getting close. It's getting tight there at the end. McDavid's been on a tear though. He's been getting a lot of points.
What I've been shocked is there's 2 guys, and I'm just having a little bit of a brain fart right now, but maybe people can help me, that have scored 50 goals plus that I just didn't see coming. You have the kid in Edmonton, right?
Hyman.
Yeah, I did not see that coming. And I think he had the kid, what, in Nashville?
So Florida, Sam Reinhart.
Yeah, Sam Reinhart. Who
Mhm.
the hell picked Sam Reinhart and Hyman as 50 goal guys this season? I want to see somebody on the first day of the year say, boom, boom, both of these guys are getting 50 plus. Nobody bet that. It was crazy. And they kind of snuck up on you, especially Reinhardt, right? I mean, just all of a sudden he's like 45 goals, and you're like, what? And then here they come, and he cracks 50. He's got like 51, 52 or something now.
He and Hyman both have 51 goals.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, there's nobody that would have seen that coming.
So Bobby, I was just posing the question.
Didn't see
The
that
original question that I was posing was based on McDavid. So he did the 150 plus points last year. That was very good, obviously. And it's been a long time since we had a 150 point guy. But this year, he's chasing down 100 assists, which should only make him the fourth guy. So after Gretzky, Lemieux, and Orr, he'd be only the fourth guy to get 100 assists. And it seems like he's determined to do that because every night it seems like he racks up multiple assists. So it's like, and he's involved in almost all the scoring that Edmonton does. So it's kind of, if they score a goal, he probably has an assist.
Pretty much, yeah. Well, I guess if he's not going to get a Stanley Cup, he might as well get some other rewards along the way, right?
He does every year, right?
I think it's just, for me though, I enjoy that because it makes it interesting. And given that it would only be the fourth person to do it, that kind of stuff I like. I like when it's not something that happens all the time. And CC's making a good point here. McDavid seems to be making a concerted effort to find the open man. I really do think so. Like, I genuinely think he's going out of his way to be like, even if it's wide open net, I'm going to put it to somebody so that they can get the goal so I can get the assist. So Hyman here, David is literally deflecting pucks off Hyman. So I feel like that plays a factor in the Hyman 51 goals that Eric is talking about. Like, at this point, McDavid would probably bounce a puck off of him to do it. And it'll still give him the assist, and then Hyman will get the goal. But at the end of the day, McDavid's shooting for that. He's targeting it. Like, he's going after it. He's at 95 assists.
Mm-hmm.
It feels like he's got to finish the deal, but he's pretty much locking it up. Multiple assists per night. So it's got to be coming.
How many games roughly are left in the season? Like 15, 20?
No, it's like I think they're like 74 games, most of the teams. So I want to say maybe like 8 or 7.
Oh, okay. So below 10? Wow. I haven't even paid attention.
Yeah, they're getting close. They're getting down to nitty-gritty, but there's enough time. Like, if he got an assist per game, that'd be enough. And he's been like averaging 2. So well, I don't think that's the challenge for him.
I want it on record. I don't predict the Bruins getting out of the first round. They freaking suck.
Well, we don't have to worry about Matthews getting the assist record anytime soon.
All right, so Oilers have 11. Okay, so they still got more. But I know some teams were at 74. That's why I was just looking at. But okay, so 8 to 10 for most teams. Got it. Thank you. That clarifies.
Goddamn thumbs up thing keeps popping up again.
It's very exciting.
Oh,
I appreciate it.
You got to tell me how to shut it off.
I could, but then I could enjoy watching you get flustered and then have to go to your knives for moral support. That's pretty good.
Should. Go ahead. Pop it up again. I'll stab it.
One more time.
Eric's more calls than he has followers. That's right. I follow Eric too or die. That's right. McDavid might have more assists than Matthews has total points. That's probably true. That's probably accurate. Yes.
Remember earlier in the season, they were saying Matthews was going to score like 74 goals this year.
Well, he was on pace. Yeah. As it is, he's at 59. So it's not like, let's not act like he's like,
I'm not saying he's a bum, but I mean, I've been listening to half that season. 74. It's the race to 70. Who's going to get there first? He's going to have 74 goals.
Didn't he miss a few games though?
That's a lot of
goals.
So
he's at 71 games. So whatever amount of Leaf games there are, he's played 71. Okay. So you can do the comparison between the two. Yeah. As it is, we'll see. Like, he's at 59 goals right now. Obviously, next one will get him to 60. A multi-goal game or two would put him back into the conversation. There's enough games left where if he was to have a couple of multiple goal games like he was earlier in the season, it puts 70 back in play. But again, he's cooled off a lot compared to where he was. He was scoring there basically every night.
Yeah, but what do these records really even mean? If you look at, Toronto Maple Leafs and Edmonton, like, they're both sucking ass. So it's like, yeah, the players are doing great. Like, oh, did the Leafs win? No, but Matthews got 2 goals. It's like, so?
Yeah, exactly.
What do you guys, come on. Yeah, rooting for
So
him to
Bobby,
get
maybe to
what?
your point. So maybe to your point. Let me ask this question. So I'll take it off of Matthews and Edmonton for a second. This is a conversation I was having with Bobbles and Wes earlier today.
Mhm.
So by comparison, Dallas is right now second in the league in points. They've clinched the playoff spot as it is. I think they're 101 points right now. So they've clinched and they're in the contention for the President's Trophy as it is. They have 9 15 plus goal scorers. It's like spread out. It's over the whole thing. No, but Eric, you're going to enjoy this. Robertson and Ben and all those guys are down goals wise a lot compared to last season. Because Ben was like 30 goals last season. Robertson was, I think, in the 40s. And but they're both like Robertson is like at 26 goals or whatever. Ben isn't even crap 20. Like they're way down, way down. But they've got like the offense is goals wise, they're actually ahead of last season's pace, but it's spread out over more players. So they've got like 15 to 20 goal scorers and a whole stack of those guys, but nobody's in the 30s to 40s. Nobody's pushing that side of it. So the question is, and they're winning enough games. They're at 46 wins right now. So they're winning games. Offense is spread all the way through the team. So I guess by comparison, that would be more along the lines of what you'd be asking for, as opposed to like, we have a 60 goal scorer, and if that doesn't work, then what are we going to do?
That means
versus it's spread out all over the place.
They're playing like a team, and that's what you really want, more than you want one big goal scorer or two.
Exactly.
It's really about playing like a team, and if a lot of other guys are getting goals, that's great, and then that makes for a good team. Then everybody's pulling their weight; they're all playing together. So all these guys who are supposed to stand out. It doesn't mean that maybe those guys are playing any less. They're probably playing the still quality of the game, but other people are scoring. Maybe they're getting more assists. How many assists they got this year? Robertson and
I think they've done okay. I don't know. I'll find out the exact totals, but I don't feel like I think the overall offense per player seems to be down, but I do feel like the offense has spread out over more players. I think it's a situation where like it literally is them spreading the offense around, which as long as they maintain that in the playoffs, then makes them very dangerous, because then you're not just thinking one line. Then you can get offense from multiple lines, and the right line, a couple of lines get hot, and all of a sudden you're playing well. I think it's going to be interesting for me. I just think I don't mind the idea. So that's the reason I posed the question. I don't mind the idea. It's just, will you be able to carry that into the regular season? Sometimes though, your big players need to step up for you. It is nice to have the spread offense, but you want the main guys, even if in the regular season doesn't work out, you still want Robertson and Ben and some of your and Sagan and some of your guys and Wyatt Johnson and some of the young guys as well. You want a couple of folks to step up, because if they do so, that's going to help you. And then having an offense spread out is going to be good too, because then everybody's contributing.
Yeah, and that's what you need. If one guy's dominating the team, it just means your other players aren't playing very well, or your other lines, for that matter. So,
yeah, I think it's going to be interesting. That's why I was kind of curious, since you brought it up that way. It was just by contrast, this is the team where like nobody is really popping off the charts, point or goal scoring wise.
Well, that's you can go back to the Montreal Canadiens and through history. There were so many guys with the 15 goals, seasons. Like they had like 20 guys at 15, 20 goals. It's amazing. That's what made them win so many times. It wasn't one guy standing out. Yeah, Rocket Richard did back in the day, but if you took Beliveau and Savard and all the other guys, the Canadiens were a great team. They had great teams that played together so well, and I will always give them credit for that.
I thought the early 80s Bruins were the best. Now, just
no Bobby Orr on the early.
Go on.
No, no Bobby Orr, but Orr's gone. The early 80s, because we're talking about team, okay? I think the early 80s Bruins are one of the greatest teams in hockey history, where half the team had 20 or more goals. They still have the record for the most 20 goal scorers on a single team. And to have the spread the goals around like that, instead of having Rick Middleton score them all. John Wensink, I think, had 20 goals. Right? I mean, they just spread it around. Now, they didn't win the cup that year, but they were heavy favorites. And that, in my opinion, and I know I'm a Bruins fan and all that, that's one of the greatest achievements in hockey history.
How many 20 goal scorers do they have?
To have that many 20 goal scorers on a single team. I mean, they had
how many did they have?
12.
10.
Okay, I'm just curious since you brought it up. I don't know
remember the
I don't know
exact
that number.
I'm sure you could go on the Google box and find out. But it was the lunch pail gang of the Bruins, and Grapes was the coach.
Yeah.
And I think it was the early 80s. It might have been the late 70s, but it was Orr was gone, Espo was gone, Hodge gone, right? So they're
so the number I've got here from NHLrecords.com or records.nhl.com, it was the 77-78 Bruins.
okay.
And it was 11.
11. So I said 10. Yeah, 11 guys with 20 plus goals. That's one of the greatest teams in hockey history. Now, make sure we understand what I'm saying, okay? We're not saying, I understand that the 80s Oilers are the greatest teams ever, blah, blah, blah. Certain Canadian teams. But this is really a remarkable thing because I don't think it will ever happen again. We get 11 guys with 20 plus goals. It's just freaking amazing.
Carlos is just talking about that with Dallas.
So right now, I can tell you right now, Dallas on this. So I've got the list of most 20 goal scorers on a team. So this is what this list is. Dallas is right now tied for 51st because they have 7 20 goal scorers.
That's incredible.
And Jamie Benn's at 18.
So he'll
2, and that bumps him up to 8. So right now, as it stands, they've got Wyatt Johnson, young guy, rookie, Rupe Hintz, Jason Robertson, Bubbles guy, Pavelski, Matt Duchene, Tyler Seguin, Mason Marchand. Those are your current 20 goal scorers on the team. Yep. So 7 in total. Jamie Benn's at 18. Thomas Harley is at 15, so he's a little bit on the outside looking in. But a couple of goals for Ben over the next several games. He can get to 20. And Harley's probably on the outside looking in, but 8 20 goal scorers is pretty good. That's a pretty balanced.
Potentially 10.
Yeah. And with them passing the puck around like that and everybody contributing, they're a team that needs to be looked at as a favorite to win the cup.
Yes.
If they have, and they have they have Oettinger or in net. He's a very talented goalie. So I think Dallas has a strong shot this year.
That's what Bobbles is hoping for. He's counting on his we'll see. Like, I'm going to enjoy it. As a fan, I'm going to enjoy watching it. And I'd like to see it translate. It's good to be in that category of having that kind of balance. And again, a couple of guys are just on the outside of 30. I didn't want to pretend like there was no scoring, but they're like 27, 28 goals. So they could get to 30. We could have a couple of 30 goal scorers as well. But having 7 20 goal scorers right now, as we speak, with the possibility of 8.
Today's game, that's freaking amazing.
Oh, yeah.
So it's a good performance.
So do you want me to pick them?
Pick what?
I can pick them to win the cup. I mean, if I pick them, they'll lose. But if
they will, yeah, they will.
So I don't know if I should just not pick them, even though I want to pick them.
I think you should do whatever's in your heart because either way, I'm going to cackle. Okay. At this point, look, the Modano era is past, man. I got to watch them win the Stanley Cup. We'll see. Like I take it as it comes year by year. I just look at it and go, you're going to have to prove it to me. My approach to the fandom is that you're going to have to prove it to me. I am appreciating that the team is playing well, but the regular season doesn't mean shit to me. Your only job is to get in the tournament. Get in the tournament. Yep. Now, here's the good news. If you can be the number 1 seed, maybe you get a good matchup. If you get the right matchups, that could help you along the way. So that can be helpful. So that's not a bad thing. I'm not criticizing or concerned about that. I think that's good. In the Western Conference right now, they're at the top of the heap. So that's great. So it's going to be matchups. Who are you playing? Which round are you playing them? Because you could play the wrong team at the wrong time, and that's curtains for you. And President's Trophy doesn't bother me because Dallas won in 98-99 being President's Trophy winners.
Well, the last 2 got kicked out in the first round, and I don't remember who won it 3 years ago, but they probably did too.
No, I get it. But look, when Dallas won the President's Trophy and the Stanley Cup in 98-99, and prior to that, there had been a run of like bad luck for the President's Trophy winners. In 98-99, they won the President's Trophy in the Cup. Didn't matter.
Yeah.
There you go.
Legitimate, beautiful goal.
Wonderful.
What probably Brett Hull's greatest goal?
Foot in the crease. Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah.
There's a crease. What is this?
Stupid. horrible, ridiculous, disgusting, embarrassing rule. Never should have been a rule, but it was a rule. And the league went, this is good for the league that Dallas wins because it's going to expand down on the Sun Belt and Brett Hull.
And also, no one cares about Buffalo, really.
And yay! So we're going to just forget about it.
Eric, it was also a rule that the players could have knives on the ice. And you don't think Ed Belfour had a knife?
Yeah,
Ed Belfour.
Oh, he definitely had a knife.
Eric, that's what I'm trying to say. So technically, by the rule, Ed Belfour shouldn't have been in the crease with knives.
He's another not so great guy. Those
Eric, you've seen the meme. You've seen the meme. That's my quarterback.
Yeah. Back
in the late 90s, I was like, that's my goalie.
Yeah.
He's a crazy bastard, but he's my crazy bastard.
I think he's had multiple DUI arrests, and he has his own like liquor company.
And he offered $1 billion to the cops to let him off on one.
Yeah. You know, I mean, he's a special dude.
Right.
And I'm confident he had a knife in the net, more than likely. He probably tried to stab a few people. So, Eric, as far as I'm concerned, legit. Could not be more legit.
Could not be more legit.
That's
too legit to quit.
Duvek says, don't all hockey players have 2 knives in the feet? The problem is that Belfour probably have 3, 4, 5, 6. The man was ready. Eric, your Bruins need a slap in the face.
Oh,
Dang, Justin.
No, they suck, Justin. They suck. All right. Let me tell you how bad they suck. They suck so bad that my mother now yells and swears at the TV. She, having only been a casual fan because of my dad, probably back in the 70s and 80s, and she, of course, was a fan of the 70 Big Bad Bruins with Bobby Orr and Phil and Derek because they were all cute and everything. But my dad watched hockey a lot in the 80s.
And also the reason you liked it.
But she was there, and so I started watching it with her over the last couple of years, and she just wanted to. She's a great mom and everything, so she just wanted to spend time with her babykins and have some quality time with me, which I don't blame her because I'm wonderful. And then she started getting into it. And now, not only is she screaming at the TV, she knows what plays they're doing wrong. And she's screaming at the TV about, don't do that. Why did you do this? It's awesome. I get a kick out of watching hockey with her now because she is a true fan now and a verbal one. And she knows when the Bruins are not playing the way they should, and she's telling them right there in the living room. And I get a kick out of it that she knows as much as she does now.
Yeah, just watching the game, sharpening her knives. Yeah,
I was gonna say, like, there's 2 noteworthy points. Bobby brought up one that it gives them something to do while you bond over sharpening knives. But the second thing is that it means that she is taking time out of her schedule of cursing you to curse something else, which should tell you how important it is.
Yeah, and I like that.
Okay,
it gives me a 3-hour break when hockey's on. I'm like, Mom, want to watch the game? Sit your dumb ass down. Fine.
The hockey's, yeah.
For 3 hours, I don't get picked on, yelled at, sworn at. It's awesome. Soon as that game ends, though, as soon as that buzzer goes off, she's right back at it. Up one side of me, down the other.
Yep. That's the way it works. That's why he goes in the corner and sharpens his knives.
Angrily.
Well, as long as it's angrily. It's important.
Yeah. I'll have to show you my bank collection one day.
Your bank collection?
Yeah, I collect banks.
See? Any kind or just like hockey related?
No. CIBC, RBC, Scotiabank. Bobby collects banks. You think it's too small? You think it's too small?
Yeah, any hockey related banks, yes. Like, there you go. Ceramic.
There you go. Nice.
From the 70s. Made in Korea, so yeah, 70s. And then we got another bank.
What the hell is that bank? God
huh?
Eric probably smashed it. You know, he smashed the piggy bank to get the change.
And here's a nice one that everybody loves.
Okay, there you go. Now, are these ones that have a compartment on the bottom to remove the change after, or is that the deal with
Yeah,
these?
they all have the compartment on the bottom.
Yeah.
So this is a really nice one. It's
Ooh.
kind of made of hard plastic.
Nice.
Yeah. And you missed the other ones, Eric. Oh, you got a puck bank. Yeah, I got a bunch of those. Oh, I got them in there. And you missed that one. There you go.
Nice.
That's just, and they got the bottom thing in there. But I like stuff like that. I always like banks. I was one of those kids who, if your parents were finished with a coffee tin, I would get it and, use it as a bank. But then you put like 8 pennies in it back then. And then you couldn't wait to spend it the next day. So your intent of collecting never really lasted long because you always wanted to go to the store and get a pack of cards or black balls or, some kind of candy or chocolate bar.
This is the bottom. No, I got this new when I was very young, and it's in pretty decent shape considering I actually used it and kept my coins in this as a kid. And the bottom is kind of dinged up when I stick the screwdriver in and pry it open so I can get the coins out and go to the store.
It separates.
Yeah.
No, I know. It does. It's a cool thing. I think I got one here.
It's a little dinged up, but it's pry. It even says at the bottom, pry to open.
Yeah, that's what it was meant to do.
Yeah. Well, I did it.
Well, you done did it for sure.
Oh, yeah.
I had to get them coins.
You got them coins. I think I got one.
What'd you spend it on, Eric?
Yeah.
What'd you spend it on?
When I was super young, I don't know, probably candy. I don't know.
Probably candy.
I don't remember.
What was your favorite candy growing up?
My favorite candy growing up is the same now, and that's peanut M&Ms.
Peanut M&Ms?
Yeah, they're my favorite. I love them. That's why I have my special Needham cup. That's broken though.
How's it broken?
There's no peanut M&Ms in it.
Right. Yeah. Oh well. What are you gonna do?
And I bet my mom has some downstairs. She hides them. I kid you not. She hides them and just pulls them out and gives me just a few at a time. I'm like, Mom, I know you have more. You'll never know. I haven't.
It comes with the mug, Mommy.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, can I get can you fill the mug? She's like, absolutely.
Can I get my allowance?
Yeah. My M&M allowance. No, she gives me like 20. And it's like, what am I going to? Yeah. Can you imagine just 20 M&Ms? That's not a lot.
And literally, you're sitting there. You make a request to requisition more M&Ms, and literally all you get back is like, "No, you fat bastard!"
Right?
Yeah.
And it's not nice when your mother calls you fat.
See, Zach says, "Just getting off work. Good night so far." Zach, it's been a special night. Not gonna lie, it's been an interesting evening.
Different, yeah.
I'd go back. Yeah. I'd go back and watch it from the beginning.
I really look. Eric might sound like no. I really would, because you're gonna be like, how the fuck did you end up there?
It's been
what even happened?
Night.
What even happened? And it's like, and Zach, I was there, and I don't know, and Bobby was there, and we don't know. We have no idea.
I don't know how we got it 2 hours now.
And I just let it ride. And I just said, no, go ahead. Well, let's see where this goes. Look, short of Kenny lighting himself on fire, I got to work with what I got. Man.
Yeah, I got so hungry I had to go get a handful of corn chips. My favorite.
Nice. So let me ask you all a question. So what would you folks like to chat about? I was trying to find some stuff. Was funny. So I talked about it on the podcast this past episode, but I'll kind of reiterate it again. What's funny is that hobby-wise, things are going off without a hitch. I've been finding stuff. I've been picking up, like I got my ComC order and everything. I did the video on it and everything. It was fun stuff. It was a mix and match. Some of the comments got what I was trying to say. Like, I'm getting stuff because it amuses me. I got the Allen and Ginter burger card. Why would I do that? Because it amused me. The Josh Rosen stuff, because it amused me. But a bunch of player collections. I got Knott's 12 Fella cards. I got a couple of Carlos Delgado cards for that thing. Some Jamie Benn cards. A bunch of Medano. That was the single biggest day of adding new Medano cards in the collection, probably in years. Because it's been a long time.
you had 100 and something cards come in. How many of them were Danos?
41.
40.
So pretty good chunk. Like in one, when you've already got 2,500 pushing 2,600 plus, a 41 card mail day is massive. It's a big 1 day gain when you've got a lot of the stuff you would want. It's so now you're just looking for like, okay, so what falls a little outside? What's a little different? What's unusual? What am I missing that I don't already have in triplicate? So now you're just trying to figure that out. Now, new stuff, post playing days, there's a crap ton of it. There's just parallels on parallels on parallels. That's how you get stacks and stacks of stuff. If I have a 2,000 Medano card mail day, I could just go on eBay and hit buy it now on a bunch of parallels, and that would work. But I was like, okay, playing days, can I get some stuff? Right. And the answer was yes. And I was able to find some stuff. So I was like, that's great. And I was able to find something from one of the cards that was one of my favorites, 98.99, dual mystery finest refractor with Medano and Iserman. So it's a dual refractor, Medano and Iserman, late 90s. Both guys are right up there at the peak of their powers. And that's one of the few I'm missing. That checklist is getting real small. So when I scratch off a late 90s piece off the list, that's big for me. So that's what I'm looking for. So that mail days become fewer and further between because of that.
The other day, and I don't remember if it was on our Monday podcast, it gets downloaded Tuesday morning, or whether it was here, we were talking about being playing collectors and trying to collect as much stuff from the certain player you're looking for. Mm-hmm. But we're also talking recently about saying, okay, I'm not going to spend that. That's more than I think it's worth. And even though I want to collect everything from that player, there's certain stuff I'm just not going to spend the money. So this week I thought about that a lot because I guess Leaf Metal came out, I guess, and there's several new Reggie Lemlin cards. They look like absolute trash. Of them,
that's not a nice thing to say about Reggie.
So
Lemlin. He's an older man. He's doing the best he can.
Reggie.
Yeah,
signed by him on the bottom.
If that really was him, I would
there because he's nothing.
I would buy a whole bunch. Oh, that's mean.
That was a zinger right there.
It was a good.
And one of these cards has an evil leprechaun in the background. If you go to eBay and see it, it's ridiculous. So he's in his red away jersey for Calgary.
This is Leaf Metal, right? You're saying Leaf Metal? Okay.
Yeah.
An evil leprechaun?
It's got a leprechaun on it.
Just past St. Patrick's Day.
Has no reason to have one. If you're going to put a leprechaun, if somehow you're like Reggie Lemlin, leprechaun, put him in a Boston uniform. Boston, St. Patrick's Day, the largest St. Patrick's Day parade in the world. A lot of Irish people living here.
Really?
Okay. Nope. He's in a Calgary away uniform with no logo, of course. The same picture they're using for the last handful of years in Leaf of him with another crappy sticker on it.
Is this the card you're talking about?
There's one with a giant leprechaun, but this is one of them. Okay. And all the prices are like $60, $70, $80. And it's like, I am not, nope.
What are you interested? That one I just showed was $12.95.
Yeah.
The prices are coming down because when they first came out, the prices were ridiculous.
Or best offer.
Yeah, I may have to look at that one again.
Thanks for the addendum.
But it's the same.
Look, all I'm saying, Eric, look, check your phone later. I actually check your phone now. You might want to buy that shit because at $12.95, it's fine.
Yep.
That's not check your phone. It's not a terrible price at $12.95. I'm just saying.
That I might, but again, it's the same photo they've used for years. All right, they're not mixing up the photos. All they do is change the color around it and put a different serial number on it.
But that's Leaf in a nutshell. Yes.
Yeah.
It's not like he has a lot of photos.
Yeah.
They
could get more photos if they really wanted
they haven't been. He played from 1980 to 1992.
He wasn't too important if they don't have many photos of him.
Bobby, the crazy bastard was telling the truth. Holy crap. Grail of Grails. Hold on. Grail of Grails. Bobby, get ready for this.
The dumbest thing I've ever seen. I'm not buying it. I'm not paying for this.
It's literally a leprechaun.
Oh fuck!
Yeah,
That's
What
like
is
a
this
clown.
bullshit? Exotic
Oh,
mythical,
God.
you say?
What was
Now,
what was that scary movie? Leprechaun.
yeah,
Clown?
Leprechaun with Jennifer Aniston.
Yeah,
That's
she was hot.
amazing. It's
Now, again,
horrifying, but it's also amazing.
What
if
are
he
they
was in a
think?
Boston
It's called
uniform,
mythical. Like
you
that is
could
the stupidest
stretch.
card I've ever seen in my life.
Yep, I'm not buying that. The guy wants like $70 for it.
It's probably 12 at best offer, but yeah.
No, this one's not. By the way, this one's now $49.95. It's gone down. Now it's $50. Eric, it's $50.
Nope,
Come on.
nope.
That is
Best offer.
who was
or
thinking?
best
Who was
offer.
doing that? Who was thinking? Let's do mythical and put a freaking leprechaun clown.
Well,
in
I don't think we can blame BG on this one. This one I think is after his official. See? Thumbs up. Yeah.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah.
Anyway, again, just to reiterate,
That is
you
a
could
super
make
fractor 1 of 1, y'all.
You could
Super
make
fractor
a
1 of 1.
stretch. You could
One of one I
stretch
don't
it
want.
if you put him in a Boston uniform. That there's an Irish connection to Boston. Okay.
Yeah, House of Pain, jump around. Yeah, other than
Yeah.
that, what else?
Calgary. Yeah. Big giant scary leprechaun. Yeah, I could totally see the connection. That makes a lot of sense.
There's a lot of Irish people who settled in Calgary, you know that, eh? Well, mostly Polish and Ukrainian, but sorry. Just saying.
Again, the
Irish people in
known for
Toronto.
their
yes.
Irish
There
heritage.
are, yes.
It's so ridiculous. I'm not paying that kind of money. I don't just throw money away just because
This one's called the
you buy
parrot
knives, so you're
variation.
throwing
This
a
one's
lot of
called the
money away.
parrot variation. I assume it's because of the pattern, but
Oh my
that-
god!
that's
It's
a different
horrible.
version.
Look at it's red on the background and red in. Oh my
No,
god.
it's horrible.
Who
How
did
much
that
is
card?
that? How much is that one?
That one is 27 or best offer. Yeah.
Nope. No, screw that.
That's
Come
I'm not
on.
paying these prices for this crap. You know? And
It's not even worthy. I'd rather buy another influencer card.
yeah,
Free.
yeah. It's just so
Like
bad.
Dr. Freaking.
So just because you're a player collector, which goes back to being being a player collector, doesn't mean you absolutely have to buy every single thing that they're on.
No.
Because some of the stuff they're making is complete garbage. Don't waste your money. I can say no to all of those without any problem. I'm not up at night going, oh, but I'm not going to have every single Reggie Lumlin card. Oh, no.
Because I collect knives and spend money on that. No.
Well, that's right. If I
Yeah.
spend $50 on that stupid ass leprechaun card, I can't spend $50 on a new knife.
Unless the leprechaun will give you the location of the pot of gold.
Then I can buy a lot of knives.
So I think you're being short-sighted.
I'm sorry.
Maybe. Leprechaun.
Yep. An
Yeah.
actual leprechaun. Bobby, it made me legitimately cackle. It's like, no, it's an actual leprechaun. He's not exaggerating.
I know. So where does mythical mean? Like mythical in the sense that, mythical.
I actually think it's supposed to be.
Saber.
I'm looking at some other ones. I think the theme is supposed to be they put some kind of a mythical creature in the background.
Yes, I understand.
That's actually the theme. Yeah.
But
That's basically
why?
the shooting.
It's hockey.
I-
I don't
I
understand.
don't know.
It's Leaf. No one understands.
Oh, it was Leaf.
Yeah. Exactly. Absolutely.
Brian Gray?
100%. Well, I don't think we can blame this one on BG. I think this came
No.
out like now, most recent issue. So he's out. now.
Oh,
Yeah,
Oh.
this is
This their
all
new
brand
stuff?
new, like this week.
we're under new
This is
management.
2024. This is
They
2024.
handed it over
Yeah,
to
this is all this week on eBay. And
a
it
freak.
and when they first hit, I mean, literally, they were all $50, $60, $70.
They
And
always start that way because they're feeling it out, right?
Well, but so to be fair,
No way.
to be fair,
to be fair,
correct. The product itself is really expensive by the box.
Really?
So I don't blame the person if they see a 1 of 1. I don't care who the hell it is. If you paid like I don't even remember, it's like $250 or $300 a box.
you're an idiot.
So and you don't get that many cards. So if you're sitting there and like it's a 1 of 1 of somebody, I don't know who the hell this guy is. They misspelled. They even got they even it's an error card. They even got the name wrong. But the point is, you see a 1 of 1, and you're like, dude, you got to get some money out of this. Put $50 on it. I don't know,
Yeah.
something.
Like really? Cool.
We got to try to get some money out of it. That like I don't blame them for trying to get some money out of it. But yeah, it doesn't make any sense. I wouldn't try. Like at that price point, it doesn't work for them. Don't they just spin a wheel for a theme now at Leaf? Apparently, they're going for it.
Maybe.
Well,
I don't need Leaf cards. I think they're all ugly. Only thing tempting is an auto just because they're cheap. You can get a lot of cheap autos for them.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And we were just talking again on Monday's show about sticker autos and in-person autos. I can literally walk to Reggie's house. I know where he lives. I can walk to his house.
And you have knives.
And I have knives.
So you can't walk to his house anymore.
And
They know what you're doing.
okay.
I know what you did last time.
Full security doesn't get you.
There's no way I am paying, $70 for a sticker auto on that crap. I can walk to his house, ring his doorbell, and get any number of things that actually would look nice to have him sign. It's insane that these guys. Oh, it's just so bad.
For free. But when you knock on the door, he goes, "Who's that?" Eric, and then no sounds after that.
He's like,
he did tell me to calm down the other day.
Mm-hmm.
Eric just walks up. He's like, "I need an autograph."
Wow.
He's like, "But gratis."
I told Phil the other day, you need to get his ass in here because I got like a truckload of stuff for him to sign.
And knives.
Yeah. He can sign with his knives.
I bet that would look nice. Have like gold paint pen.
Just saying. Reggie lemon 20,000. Bob Jackson gets it. One Ziggy Puffy. Add some more zeros.
1 million.
More zeros. Bob Jackson said, Eric walk. You mean Eric can hobble to his house? Facts.
Yes.
I decided to walk around my daughter's campus today. It was the longest walk. It's the longest walk. I had a knife, yeah. I had this knife with me today, actually.
I actually think it would have been better if you'd been walking around with a machete and a ski mask and a hockey mask.
No, they don't like that.
Why do you have to open it every time?
I think that'd be an amazing idea. I don't know what you're talking about.
So it was the longest walk I have taken since my back surgery.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time we got up and around her campus and looked at this and went over there and got back to her dorm where the car was, I wasn't in good shape. My back was hurting. So I had to get back in the car and I couldn't lift my leg up to get in the car. So I had to swing my right leg like with momentum and throw it up into the car. So
life after 50, man.
There was my back muscles were like this, my lower back muscles, my spine in the middle, and both sides of my spine were just like. So Bob is 100% right. I hate the fact that he's 100% right, but he's 100% right because we probably walked maybe a mile and a half, consistently. And
is there any other way?
Well, yeah, you walk a little and take a break, and no, we went up like a mile and a half just nonstop walking around campus today.
The world record is a 4-minute mile. So, how long does it take you? 12, 10 minutes? Like, come on. Whatever.
There's a lot of hills, Buffy. There was hills.
The hills are alive. I know.
Yeah. Her college sits on a hill.
Thank you.
So you're going up or down depending on where you're trying to go.
I didn't know there was that many hills in Boston.
Well, it turns out Eric just like parking in ditches, so he creates his own hills.
Maybe. Mm-hmm. So he doesn't get caught with the knives.
Mm-hmm. That way they can't sneak up on him. Like I said, I think it would have been perfectly fine if he had taken a casual stroll around the campus with the hockey mask and his machete and just waltzed around and tried to make a friend.
You want me to go get my machete, don't you?
Eric, I want you to get your machete to campus wearing a hockey mask and they could take a score. Now remember, bring a camera.
Uh-huh.
You keep bringing up my machete. It's like you really want me to go get it, I think.
But my dad, Carlos Senior's had a machete for years. It's a running good joke. I told him he should have been doing it. Look, Eric, part of my reason I enjoy this so much, and I laugh at your various misadventures, is that you're basically describing Carlos Senior shit that he was doing 40 years ago. Carlos Senior basically, that was the lot in Panama. He was a gun collector and a gun instructor. He's a guy who sharpens his knives and does all the. It's not a big deal in my house. But I also don't have the affinity. I don't have that many uses. I have specific uses for knife, but day to day, no, I don't have a use when I'm out and about doing things. Mind you, I'm a homebody, so I'm chilling most of the time. But if I'm going out there, no, Eric, I have one use on the street for a knife, and I'm stabbing you. That is the only reason I need a knife on the street.
Get a pointy one like that then, because that's
exactly. So you're getting it in the eye. That is the only reason I would need a knife on the street.
I carry it in my house because
you get attacked.
No, it's a tool.
You're that scared of Kathy? I understand.
Well, that's a whole nother situation, but it's a tool. It is not necessarily a weapon.
To protect
and there are many times, even in walking around my house, that I got to pry something, I got to cut something, I got to, whatever.
Rarely on the news do I ever hear the guy got stabbed with a screwdriver. It's usually a knife.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So it's not just a tool.
Yeah.
It's a knife.
You can stab people with it, but that's not why I don't carry it around for protection. I carry it around.
What do you need a sharp stabbing knife for then in your house?
Yeah, it's like it literally says Stabby McStabberson. That is the name branding on the side of it.
For example, I said, "Hey Bobby, look, I got a bank. Hey, this is how it works. Boom, look it. Now I can take it apart because I had that. I didn't have to go searching for something. I didn't have to
you said it's all damaged on the
kitchen
bottom
and find a butter knife. I had it in my pocket. So it's stuff like that. That's the first time that's been open in like 30 years.
Really? There's no money in it.
No, there's no money.
But I haven't lined it up perfectly.
Now, it would have been funny if he had opened it and found another knife inside. That's where I put that.
Who manufactured it?
Wait, there's still dry blood on this.
You joke. That has happened where I have like gotten camping equipment or something I haven't used in a long time, and I'm going through it, and all of a sudden I'm like, that's where that knife went, and it's rolled up somewhere.
Let me see that one. Let me see the NHL logo on the back. That's the second generation. Yeah, because they used the larger logo. But it's all in the app.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Justin here says it.
I think this was early 80s.
Yeah, it started in about 73. Because all the WHA came out in 72-3, so 73.
It might have been, I was born in 74 and I've had it my whole life. So,
well, you don't know when you were born.
I was born at 6:30 at night.
Yeah,
that's why I milked turning 50. They're like, "Happy birthday, you're 50." I'm like, I'm 49 until 6:30. So
yeah.
you can eat a bag of them because I'm not 50.
Yeah, Bobby, I was born in the afternoon, like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock, or whatever. Yeah, it's whatever. The whole day is whatever. I just take it.
I was born at 6 o'clock.
I understand it's my birthday. I agree. But they're like, "Hey, what is it like being 50?" I'm like, "I don't know. I'm 49 until 6:30. So why don't you shut up?"
It's discussions like this are why Eric needs knives to protect him from people who are going to talk about this. Yeah, it's like basically that's what it's for. It's a tool.
The redundancy of the conversation, it just drives people nuts, and they just want to go, "I want to stab."
Pretty much. Justin here says, "Eric, you look like I'm assuming he's saying Mike baseball collector." It's like Eric, can you say yo and hello first?
What do you want?
I'm feeling a little. He's saying Eric, you look like Mike baseball. I'm assuming he's saying baseball collector, and I'm feeling a little bit. Eric, how about yo and hello?
Yo and hello.
Yeah, you know how he does it.
No, I don't.
But it's a little bit more just straight up yo and hello.
Yo and hello.
Not bad. We'll work on it. But I think with the condition of your beard at this stage, I am feeling a little Mike baseball collector vibe. I'm getting that.
Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
I leave that up to you.
Yeah, we'll leave it up to you.
All right.
How do you feel about rock autographs? Moving on.
What does your friends say?
Yeah, I was gonna say Eric would fit into the ministry of silly walks. There you go. Yep. Bob Saxon says, in case he gets attacked by Kathy. Exactly. He's fearing for his life.
She's not nice to me. So I'll tell you, you guys all think she's nice and cute and everything because she's in the comments, all fun. She's not nice to me. She's mean.
See, Eric, at least you could be a little bit more subtle. You could get like fountain pens and be like, "Yes, I just want to write. I wish to write in the eye, in the eye."
They make
those movies.
EDC pens that are
I know this
tactical weapons and pens, and I may or may not own some of those too.
Of course you do.
Why not?
Bob says Eric needs to go wrench instead of going to knife. I know.
I own tactical banks.
Throw them at people.
You can.
Yeah.
Bobby, the next logical step of this conversation is where you come back, we have another conversation, and you go like, I've started buying mailboxes, and you're like, really, mailboxes? So there is so if you're ever downtown Toronto, there's a lot of underground walking paths, right?
Yeah.
And they go from one building to another. There's a whole little map that you can follow. By the way, if you're downtown, it's very convenient. It's very handy to get from point A to point B. So when I get off the train to go to work, if the weather's bad, I can literally get off the train. I'm already at Union Station, and I could just take the path and not have to set foot outside. Very convenient, very handy. But here's the thing. When you start going down that way, there is a post office that is in one of the underneath path areas. And beside it is an old school mailbox. And it's like a heavy duty metal, like cast metal mailbox.
I know the ones.
Yeah, so you know the one I'm referring to. No, you use that shit. That shit's a weapon. You whack somebody with that. Now, first of all, lifting it would be a problem.
Lift it.
But if you can manage, that shit's a weapon.
Yeah, that's one thing in Toronto. We have this underground path. You can get to the Eaton store. You could go everywhere. I was going down there in the 60s. They used to have this little hot dog stand there. We used to love to go all the time. The only thing they had on the hot dogs was mustard. There was no ketchup back then or relish. It was sort of like weird. And the only drink you could get was orange juice. It was called honeydew. Weird. It was fun.
Mustard is the only thing that should be on a hot dog.
And pepper.
And black pepper. That's right.
Why has it got to be black?
Because
you're racist. But moving on.
No, I didn't mean that. Because there's all these other kind of peppers. There's green peppercorns.
No, I only like black.
Pink peppercorns.
No, but not like big flakes. I don't like that black pepper with the big flakes. Don't try to bring that shit to the table. I'm not interested. All right. I want you fine.
Big flakes. No.
You don't bring that shit to my table. We don't have any of that around here.
You can't.
You bring that stuff over to Eric. It becomes Stabby McStabberson time.
Damn right. I say you say who? You get that the hell out of here. That or you go get a pepper.
You do the pepper like that.
Shit.
You do the pepper thing.
Salt Bay, Salt Bay. Yep, he's got a little bit of that going on.
Now earlier in the show, I showed you that this knife couldn't cut paper, and I've been working on it, and now
all the knives look the same to me.
It's much more gooder.
So you're going to go around and cut paper all through the house.
Now you got to stab people with your new knife as opposed to one of your old knives.
So this is an old knife, but it was dull, and now it's much sharper.
How did it get dull?
I used it.
For what?
Oh my God!
That's what we're trying to get over. Cutting
I use it for lots of things.
Look, we're not just asking for ourselves. We're asking for Homeland Security. We're asking for Steve Menzies' security detail. They need to know this information so that by November we have the right questions to ask you. So please go on.
That's sharp right there. When you can do that, that's sharp.
And so if you stab somebody when it was dull, it would make a difference if it's sharp?
No. Dull knives don't cut.
Oh, they cut.
Not the way they should. A dull knife is a dangerous knife because it doesn't work when you need it to.
I'm sure if you put a dull knife in somebody's eye, it would still work.
Pretty much.
There's enough soft tissue there; it would work fine.
Yeah.
You don't know that.
I'm confident in this.
You don't know that.
Goes through margarine like butter.
You don't know that.
Zach here says, Carlos stirring the pot again. Bob Jackson says, Carlos would never stir the pot. Facts, Bob. You understand. Hashtag man of peace. Man of peace. I don't care how many conversations we have regarding the knives.
Yeah.
Man of peace.
I even have knife stickers.
Oh, you're a dork. Seriously. You're a dork. You're a fucking dork. Bobby, I'm going to stab this man with a fountain pen. This man's getting it with a fountain pen. The irony will be him being stabbed with a fountain pen.
Influencers for who deal in knives, stickers.
Don't hate the play, hate the game.
Bob Jackson says Eric uses to cut open his mayo packets. Facts.
That's not true. And you're gross.
This man sharpens his skills. Justin says. Bob Jackson says a dull man is a dangerous man too. Also facts. Knife dork, yes. Modern cards are stupid, but knife stickers are cool. What a world to live in. I know. Bobby, we've learned a lot tonight. We really have.
Learned nothing.
Oh, we've learned so much.
Bunch of stupid faces.
So much.
I learned how to cut paper.
with a knife.
So you buy sheets of paper and just cut them and then put them in the recycle bin. And there, yeah, knife is sharp. Now I can go around and cut more paper or something.
I
Yeah,
was gonna say, you teach that paper who's boss.
I
That
told
paper
you.
will never speak ill of you again.
I told you. I got a paper cut earlier today. It's time to pay the price.
Ah. So which card were you cutting? I mean, which
I only
paper?
cut cards at work.
Oh,
I still think, Bobby, it would really send the proper message. If you're really going to get the paper and really try to convey your message, I feel like you should be cutting that paper in front of the tree.
yes.
To be like, see this? This is what awaits you. This is your future if you cross me.
No, that's what
One day you're going to be made into paper, and when that happens,
That's when I bring out the axe and the hatchet and the machete and other types
When
of
you
sharp
go origami on someone,
instruments.
yeah.
Chainsaws,
mm-hmm.
other sharp instruments of destruction.
Wow.
Boy.
Bob Jackson says, Eric, how many knives do you have that aren't kitchen knives?
I really
27.
haven't counted them. I don't know. I probably got like 50 pocket knives.
And the quest is to get 100?
The quest is to buy ones I like.
Okay.
And in the cut paper, like it's going out of style.
Yeah, I like this one because it's
You
sharp.
know, if you spend $50, you could get a leprechaun card and you could cut him
Pretty
out
much.
with your
Signed.
knife.
I
You
Signed.
could use your knife to cut out the leprechaun.
Signed.
Just saying.
101.
Stuke says Eric doesn't need a document shredder. He does not.
Nope.
Yes.
Eric, how many pockets do you have? Valid.
Screw you, Bob.
He'd be that guy you open up that truck that does all the letter, shredding and stuff like that. He's in the back one. See? Look at
Yeah.
Look,
By
see?
the way, just so we're
Hey.
clear, and Bobby, back me up on this. Just to be clear, I blame the chat for this because I've offered multiple opportunities to take us down a different track, and they're just letting us go.
So they're going with it.
They're like,
Riding the-
yeah, you
riding
guys
the
are
train.
doing great.
This
You're
is
doing
all
great,
Mike
Frank.
Ham's fault, and I want you to notice that Ham started all this and then left.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, so screw. I've already told all of you. This is a goddamn thumbs up.
He's the instigator.
Yeah, I've told you 100 times. Ham's no good. We should block him. We shouldn't have him on the show. Get rid of this bum. And no one listens. This is what you get. Okay, you don't want to listen. This is what you get.
Ham's good with cheese whiz on toast.
Ooh,
It just shows you he's a psycho.
It's like, go
Yes,
get,
as opposed to the guy
that's just
who
say-
waxes poet about fucking knives. Yes, go on.
No, again, both. Oh shit, he's still here. So both of you were sitting there with knives in your hand, and you're telling me, like I'm different. You have one handy for you. You have that.
It's at my desk, Eric. I'm at my
Yeah.
desk right now.
Okay.
This is a desk.
All right, but you use them all the time, or else they wouldn't.
I'm on
be
the workbench.
At the desk. When I go outside, there is no use for the knife other than the stabby in the eye.
No, that's not
it.
true.
I'll tell Boston to buy it for 12. There you go. Ham says, I know how to carry a show from chat. Calm down, Ham. Calm down. Yeah, settle down there a little bit. It's like your occasional comment that let us look. We've been doing most of the heavy lifting. You just kind of showed up. You poked a little bit. You let Eric go down, get all frizzy, and then Bobby and I took care of the rest. So
Yeah,
you get the secondary assist. Calm down.
I told you to get rid of the guy.
We can talk about A-Rod not having enough money to buy the Timberwolves or more Eric knives. Listen, I'm leaving it up to y'all. Like, I'm working with what we got here, man. Listen, I keep offering the hobby every opportunity to do something interesting. I said earlier, collection-wise, my personal collection-wise, things are going great. They're going swimmingly. I'm finding not so fellow cars. I'm getting some Medanos here and there, working on the other collections. I'm looking forward to the Spring Expo. Like, we got shit coming up and going on. Like, no problems here. But are there any newsworthy stories? I got nothing for you, man. Like, it's not my fault, though. I can't control that. I don't know what to tell you.
Well, I did pick up this program. Now,
Sure.
Eric will look
Go
at
for it.
this.
Jesus, what is that?
So this is the Berry Flyers. They were a Boston Bruins farm team.
Okay.
Yep. Give us the
And-
breakdown. I'll be right back.
in 1950-51, they won the Allen Cup, not the Allen Cup, the whatchamacallit, Memorial Cup. So, and inside it tells you about, who's all there, and what you have is you have Lynn Patrick, Harold Cotton. They're all part of the Boston, because he's the Canadian representative for Boston Bruins is Harold Cotton, and they have coach of the Boston Bruins, Lynn Patrick, and all these other guys, and then they got the whole team to sign it.
Wow.
So you got Lynn Patrick here, you got Harold Cotton up here, you got all these people. You should know some of them. Well, I don't know if they all played in the NHL, but I think a lot of them. Jim Morrison, he's an NHLer.
He was the lead singer of the Doors. Yeah.
Yeah, him too. Actually, he was the captain of the Toronto Maple Leafs for a year, I think, too. Hap Ems.
He was also in that 1960 Parker set that I infamously completed. So Jim Morrison was in that set.
I knew it.
Yep.
And a few other.
That's how I knew the name outside of the Doors one.
Real Cheverfield. You might know him from some of your cards. A lot of these guys. So these guys are like pre-rookie autographs because
that's awesome.
They're in the lower league. Yeah, finding something like this. So the menu was tomato juice, roast turkey with dressing, mashed potatoes, cream corn, roll, salad, apple pie with ice cream, coffee, milk, and knives.
Mom, if you don't think I'm helping my cause, why don't you defend me? Why don't you help me? But no.
I don't know. I don't think she can defend the indefensible.
Yeah, that's.
I can think of 5 scenarios where we need a pocket knife and phone other than stabby in the eye.
No matter how bad I am, that's the woman who raised me. So she's to be blamed.
You're not your brother's keeper.
I don't have a brother. I got to go to the bathroom.
It's in a...
He's got to go sharpen a knife.
I think so.
We'll come back to that. So, y'all, we made a lot of hay out of the knives tonight, Bobby. This has been special. So, look, I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say it's our best show. I'm not going to say it's our worst show. But I am going to say that it is a special evening. It is a special evening. And it is rare that we can truly say that, came in with no particular agenda. The only thing I wanted to make sure I did was I was going to show the plaque thing since I picked it up this week. I thought that would be kind of fun. A little change of pace. A little change of pace. I thought it'd be fun.
And I don't like many new things, but that piece I do like.
Yeah, I did that. That was my little mission. Once I saw they had them there in stock and I checked it earlier this week. I was like, okay, Thursday, I was off work, finished for the week, long weekend. Let me pop in because where I am, it's actually just down the street. So it's really quick. Hop over, and before I head home, I can grab it. I literally walked in and I go, hey, you got the bandana in there? Yep. Can I have one of those? And one of those, please. Register, boom, paid, gone.
Yeah, they don't have much in the the shop there.
Not anymore. I got to be honest. I was looking at I took a look around. During lunchtime, I look around. I was like, yeah, there's some novelty stuff. Like if you really need like a logo thing or a hat or something, I guess it's fine. Look, I got to be honest with you. And this plays into what some people complain about and everything. I was looking at some of the jerseys and stuff, even some of the vintage jerseys. They're starting to get some of the new Fanatics ones, even the retro Fanatics ones. They're trash.
Garbage.
Garbage. Because they basically, the patch is flat. Basically, they're using like a flat, almost like printed patch on. It's garbage. And by the way, I've seen it on eBay too, which is the worst. Because so for example, Modano had all his different All-Star games. And one of the things that I did years ago, and maybe I'll get back into it now, like I said, I'm at the point in my Modano collection where, yeah, there's still stuff I'm looking for. A lot of it isn't as interesting. So now I'm looking for more like stuff like this. I'm looking for more interesting angles, stuff that is a little different.
True.
So I figured one thing that could be fun under the right circumstances, I wouldn't mind getting different versions of his All-Star jerseys because there's certain years he was an All-Star. And then maybe down the road getting those signed because I've got other stuff that's signed already. But Fanatics has got the retro version of like Mitchell and Ness is the brand they use for their retros. But the retro Mitchell and Ness are using flat patches. And I'm like, that's trash. That's not the real. The old CCM ones have dimension to them. The old CCM ones.
They were quality, the Mitchell and Ness,
but they've started using like they've started using like the fake ones, and I'm like, no.
So they're retroing the retro, and they're making it like screened crests on it.
Basically, yeah. basically. And I'm like, guys, that defeats the whole point. The old retro ones had some depth. They've got a little bit of texture to them.
Yeah.
If you're going to do the patch, you need texture.
Well,
Otherwise,
they were
it's garbage.
sewn. They were sewn. Where these are just
Yes, that's what I'm
these
saying.
are screened, which is
Yeah,
just plain material and it's green
no good.
color. Yeah.
No good.
Yeah.
Nope.
Cheap crap.
Yeah. To me, that's not acceptable. Like that is not okay.
For the price, how much is it?
I'll find one on eBay and I'll show you. So
Oh.
I'll see what I can find here. But
Well,
I saw some of them, and as soon as I saw it was the screen printed one, I'm like, that's garbage.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and in the far future, you're gonna pull that card out of your closet somewhere, and the thing's gonna be all dried out and peeling and cracked.
Okay.
And you know,
cards.
So you see this here? So this right here is the 99 All-Star Game design. So the 99 All-Star Game. This is from Fanatics. This is Fanatics themselves. 199 US. Okay.
Oh,
Look, the second you look at this, that's
cheap.
flat.
Cheap.
It's a piece of garbage. That's garbage.
That's horrible.
Like,
I
and
don't
you,
like
look that. I'm sorry. No, that is not correct. That is not. Look, what is this?
the silver is just
Please.
horrible. I don't like the
no.
silver, the new NHL.
I'm
logo.
now.
I like
So
the
I'm
old
showing you
color.
this one. I'm gonna go see if I can find the actual proper 99. If somebody has like an old 99, even a replica, I'm gonna go see if I can find a replica, and I'll show you. And it's way better than that trash.
Yeah. I like the old orange and black NHL. I hate the silver when they went the changeover. When was that? Probably around 99.
Yeah,
Maybe
somewhere in that
earlier.
area.
well,
Yeah, like the 2000. I have a 2000 All-Star Game Medano that I got at the 2000 All-Star Game. It was a retro, and the patches have the proper depth and
Beautiful.
everything. They're proper. They're CCM proper patches with the jersey and everything. But I got that in 2000, so it's not a surprise that it's proper.
Well, see, they bought the card company out. Now they got to discount everything that they're putting out the other end now. So there you go.
There you go. Right.
Told you. They're going down.
Carlos, while you look for an example, I just want to thank Bobby for something. So, Bobby, thank you very much for this. At some point, I'm going to put it on my IG and thank you again. I just haven't got around to it. But I collect these 1971 Toronto Sun inserts, and I have almost all of them autographed. This is Mike Shaky Walton. And did you have him sign this, or did you purchase this already signed?
No. Actually, I went to the show, and the lineup was crazy because they also had Brian McFarland there, and the lineup was just to the wall. I had to drop my wife off at work, so I said, I know the promoter, and I said, how much is it? And here you go. And he said, yeah, I'll get it signed and I'll bring it to you at the next show. So the next show I came, he dropped it off. So it was signed by him, but not in front of me,
Oh, okay.
in front of them. So it wasn't signed.
He signed it in like blue pen, so it kind of looks like it's from the.
I asked him to.
Yeah. So
because I don't like Sharpies. I don't know what's going to happen with Sharpies in the future. I know a lot of people are talking about the cards, but even still on photos and stuff like that, I don't know if it's going to last the test of time. So ink has last.
Right.
How many years, even on sticks from the 50s, 40s.
So he signed it. Mike Walton, 72 cup. So I will add that to the collection of the other team members that I have. Like I said, I have just about all of them.
Anyone deceased?
Say what?
Anyone deceased?
Did I have? Yeah.
You mean even as Eric met them with a knife? Is what your question was alluding to? Okay.
I did not decease them, but there's gonna be a couple that might be hard to get. I think there's an Ace Bailey one. That one's that one's gonna cost me, and whenever it pops up, but
it shouldn't be too bad. But they're tough because a lot of people won't get those signed.
So
okay, so just for contrast to what I was showing a second ago. So this is not the best example, but this is a replica. But take a look right there.
There you go.
You can actually tell there is a texture. There's a separation. Again, this is still a replica, but it doesn't matter. It's still better than the version I just showed you a moment ago.
Everyone just look dead.
Yeah, because this is still being this crest was actually stitched. It's not a flat print on a patch that they like basically glued on. And it's like, come on, guys.
And
you
this
can tell
one's
the
already
difference.
signed.
Yeah, this one's already signed.
Mm.
But the point is that the bottom line, though, is that you can tell the difference. Like as soon as you look at them, and I'm like,
Yeah.
look,
big
I would
difference.
love to have the 99 because that would be a great example for my collection. I have the 2000. I'd love to get a couple of the other All-Star ones. There was an All-Star one they did in Minnesota that has a nice green jersey. I
That
would
would
love
be
to get that.
nice.
That's a nice looking one. So it'd be a nice little fun little mini collection inside the collection and maybe get those autographed. That'd be great.
Knives, banks,
Oh yeah,
jerseys.
easily,
There you go.
easily. But the point is, I don't want a garbage replica where it's a flat patch that is like this is not it ain't right.
Right.
No, it really isn't. That's
Yeah.
bad.
Yep. So real quick, I'll get too caught up on a couple of comments here. Ham says an assist is an assist. Ask McDavid. I'll take it. Fair call out. Eric, do you collect just modern pocket knives or just vintage ones? I think you got a mix and a blend, right?
Yeah, I do. This is that's a modern. That one's new. This banter is new. So yeah, I got a collection.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Zach here says, so let me read this one first and I'll read Zach's. I carry Swiss Army knife to shows. Many screw downs have been cracked with it. That is a specific purpose. I think that's fair. Again, Eric has many purposes too. Again, most of them involve stabby in the eye, but that is a purpose. That's different.
Sometimes people need to be stabby.
So Zach here says, did you talk about Geoff and Michael Rubin? We did not, but thank you for reminding me. Ruben complimented his bright displays. Geoff got all excited when Ruben quizzed him. His numbers and Geoff was lost. Yes. So one other point though. So yes, this is all true. And if you check out the most recent Jeff Wilson show, he did do a rundown of that with some clips. The bigger takeaway though, you missed the takeaway though. Yes, he did do the complimentary. He was asking him a lot of specific questions about numbers and all that. But one of the specific notes he said in the clip that he showed, I will try to remember to put that in the description for the replay, folks. If you check out that episode and listen to what Michael Rubin is saying, one of the things he said is we're looking for, shops or whatever. I'm paraphrasing, but he effectively said, we're looking, if we're going to allocate and support, we're looking for certain kind of things. And he alluded that the shop is kind of the kind of thing they're looking for in order who they're going to support with allocation. This is important because we talked about old Cards HQ and everything. And I'm still not super impressed with what I've seen coming out of it. I have no doubt that they're doing fine business on weekends and stuff and all that. I don't really give a shit about their foot traffic. That's not what I care about. I'm still looking at the fact the online presence still isn't established. They're still relying on the live selling and all that and foot traffic. Now, caveat to all that, they could still be screwing all that up and still be doing a half-assed job of it. However, if they are able to get a good deal on allocation and get a good, healthy allocation, that's going to be big for their breaking business. That's going to be big for them being able to sell boxes. Because if you can sell boxes and make a decent profit, at least have some profit margin built in without having to deal through the distribution model and get it directly from the source, from Fanatics/Tops, that's a big deal for them. Because getting a full allocation, if you're able to do that, that's money in your pocket. That's big.
Yeah,
so that's an important takeaway from that clip.
I think those two being in business together is going to be huge for Cards HQ. Having a direct line to Fanatics with Michael Rubin that Jeff can just hit speed dial, and I think that's going to be huge for the shop, and that's going to keep it afloat a lot longer than people maybe had predicted. Because I'll give it 6 months. Well, not if Michael Rubin is completely involved in it. It's not going to last just 6 months.
Well, it's easy math. Like, forget everything else. It's easy math. If they are able to get allocation from the source directly at a good price, at a good wholesale price, then they're able to be competitive. They don't have to gouge you on box price. They're able to give you a good competitive box price and still make money. And if they're getting a healthy allocation, then they're able to sell a lot of boxes. And if you can sell a lot of boxes at a good margin, a little quick math, right? All we got to do is look at it. It's easy. If you're making money on every box and you're selling plenty of boxes, you're making money. That's the name of the game here. That's all we're trying to accomplish. And Bob Jackson here is right. Fanatics up is garbage. However, if a Fanatics overlords wish to purchase, there are enough zeros to make me completely rescind this comment and all related comments to it. Iron on trashed appeals, yes. Fanatics up was pretty poor quality before they bought Tops, yes. And Bob Jackson says, did not decease them yet. True. Yeah. Give it time. Zach here says, for sure, Ruben's going to force shops to modernize. I'm not sure I'm a fan of, but as much as we make fun of Geoff, he's doing what Ruben is looking for. Yes. And that is the takeaway and the important point that I agree with. And that's the reason why I wanted to bring that up. Because if Ruben is liking what he's seeing, and they got Mike Mahan, who's the CEO there for the Fanatics trading card division and everything, if they like what they see, and this encourages them to get into doing business with Cards HQ and Geoff, then that is going to be very important to making them viable as a business. Because again, you can make mistakes in other categories and not be fully up to speed in the other categories. People buy boxes, man. And if you make it at a price they're happy with and is reasonable, then you're competitive. Automatically, you've given people a reason to come in and buy. If nothing else, even if they just show up, buy some boxes and leave, you've gotten their money. That's the only thing that matters. You got their money. At least you got their money for something, right?
Absolutely. And with the train just continuing to bring money in through Fanatics, I don't see how this can't last a couple of years. That the Fanatics train just pulling up, dropping off stuff, always having the latest stuff, having plenty of it, never running out. Having just a storeroom, floor to ceiling of the stuff available 24/7 is, where people will then go, all right, well, my local shop doesn't have this, but I know who will. I can 100% guarantee who will. Next thing you know, you're on your computer and you got it ordered and it's being shipped to your house. So I think I think we saw this coming. I don't think it's a shock that Fanatics and Cards HQ are going to be working together. I mean,
I had assumed when they were starting it, they would already had the sweetheart deal. Like the fact that they're this late in the game, I was in there like to open the door, I would have had the sweetheart deal first. But anyway,
I can't listen. I don't know for sure. All I can tell you is from what I have been hearing, they've been together, like you said, from day one.
And that would have been my expectation. Yeah.
But I can't say for sure. I wasn't in any board meetings by any means, but from what I understand, this is kind of like just the first public, we're doing this together kind of a thing. But this has been they've been together since day one, from what I understand.
Which is silly because we all assumed that anyway. It's like you're not fooling anybody. So it's like my expectation from day one was that you had access to allocation and a healthy dose of allocation.
Yeah.
And it's like, and maybe this is just the first public acknowledgement of it, but again, I assumed from day one that you had an angle on that.
Yeah. Again, I can't say 100%, but I'm pretty sure from what I'm hearing.
Makes sense. Jack here says people in the comments were saying Ruben is licking his chops, looking to buy Cards HQ for pennies on the dollar, and Geoff runs out of money. If they can't figure out a viable model, I don't know if having the space would do that much for them. They could literally just build their own. They could build it across the street and compete with them, and probably do a better job. Because all you got to do is have the web ecosystem and the website ready to go. Like it's silly that you haven't already set that up. Like get it going. Shopify, go.
Can you imagine having 2 sports card vacation destinations in the city of Atlanta?
No.
No. That'd be amazing.
It would be.
All you need,
It'd be amazing at the stupidity.
If this gets sold, I was hoping Bobby would go there. I'm leaving it alone.
Okay.
All you need, listen, Eric, don't deny. We know. You know, and I know, and everyone else knows.
Everybody knows.
And all they got to do, the new Fanatics Cards HQ, the one across the street.
Yep.
All they got to do is all right, we got our Pokemon cards here. We got our baseball, football, basketball, bowling cards, leprechaun cards of chasing down Reggie Lemon.
Love those leprechaun cards.
And then this section right here, fucking knives. Eric's like, I'm there. I'm going.
I'm all
He's
in.
like, hey guys, do you need like footage? Because I'm like heading down, like I'm driving down.
No, he's gonna fly in. There's an international airport close by.
I'm in. Let's do it.
Yeah. Whatever that means.
Let's
flying in to go to a card place to spend more money. What?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But there's an international airport that's close.
Listen,
I don't.
Eric's there
Who
for the
said
knives,
that?
man.
Who the hell said it? Was it Mike Ham? I don't know who said that. It was just like, come on, it's an international airport close by. Pfft, whatever.
Well, if Mike Ham said it,
Yeah,
I'm against it. That's how that works.
it's like, well, you got to open a card
Anti-ham.
shop by an international airport, or you're just losing it. Like, fuck, whatever. Come on, guys.
Listen, man. I don't know what to tell you, buddy. I don't know.
You don't have to say
anyway,
anything.
bottom line, I look forward to
said it all.
Carlos follow-up video where he's like, they're talking about the Cars HQ again. It's like, dude, I'm just having fun. I'm having fun with it. Bobby's war though is real. Like, I don't know what's going on over there. I have no look. I disavow any knowledge of Bobby Burrell's personal crusade against Atlanta and the state of Georgia. I have no idea what's going on there. My war with the Dutch is real. That's legit.
Different. Yeah.
Did your parents not let you stay up late and watch Smokey and the Bandit or something? Which was all taken, was based in Georgia. Is that what the issue is? Or
No, actually, I didn't know that was based in Georgia. Another reason I hate that movie. No,
they had to go from Georgia
This
to
is great.
Texas to get the cores and then come back to Georgia.
See, now, Texas is a place to open a card store.
Wow. Stu says card and knife HQ. Nice. I like it. You see? We've already made it better. We've already made it better.
It's the sharpest place you could go.
Mm.
And I'm getting text.
You don't like the cards, then you can do a spicy eye.
Getting
removal.
spicy eye. I like that.
Mm.
I'm getting texts from people who have not written in the chat, but are watching, telling me stop being a knife weirdo. And
It is.
No,
it's too late. You've crossed that bridge.
He's got too many knives to give that portion of up, and being a weirdo. Come on. You may as well strip out his identity.
You know me better than that. I'm not going to stop being a weirdo.
Okay.
I'm all in on
Carlisle. So Carlisle, next time, if you're going to make a video talking about us talking about Cards HQ, at least get it right. Bobby hates Georgia and all things related to it. Eric likes the stabby in the knife. That's what he's there for. And I don't really give a shit one way or the other. The only thing I asked for was a Shopify store. That is all. That is all I'm saying. That's it.
Pretty simple.
I don't care if you buy 5,000 cards inside the store. Good for you. I'm happy for you guys. The rest of us don't give a shit unless you have a Shopify store.
We all have demands.
That's it. That's all I've asked for. Eric, that's all I've asked for on this end.
And that seems fair.
Yep.
I feel I've been more than reasonable. But anyway, to each their own. I said it, but we also said to put a card shop in a mall. There you go. / airport. True.
Yeah. It might do better.
I've always said that a card shop should be in an airport. I think it would be,
especially that one. It's an international airport.
I think it would be unbelievably successful. People have time. My wife had to go to the airport this morning. She was there for like 3 hours before her flight took off.
And what's she going to do? Shop at a card shop?
No, she's not going to. I'm just saying that
Knife
people
shop?
do spend lots of times in airports waiting for their flights. And obviously there's a lot of people in the hobby. I think the place would be packed. And people would be buying stuff. And
brilliant.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah. You fly in, have a little layover, go to Cards HQ.
Well, especially depending on where you fly into. Say every single international airport had a card shop in it. All card HQs, right? They just totally go corporate, and they're just in every single airport. And every airport, you're going to
have an idea here.
The majority of the products are going to be that city's base. Come into Boston, there's Boston stuff. You go to Atlanta, there's Atlanta stuff, and so forth and
there's
so
no
forth.
Atlanta hockey shit.
Well, there is, and it's actually quite valuable, right?
No.
You don't think
Atlanta anymore?
Atlanta Flames stuff isn't valuable to collect?
Dead in the water.
You're just saying that because Reggie played for them.
Oh, no, not at all.
You're just being mean. No, you're just being mean.
But
no, you're being mean. That's okay. Go ahead, be mean.
Atlanta Flames. Nobody likes them.
The only thing I wanted. No. It's not related to card shops in airports or knife shops in airports. Although that probably work out well too.
That would not work out well.
Oh, it worked out great for Eric. I think he'd be great. You go, and then literally goes to the TSA. He's like, "Do you have anything to declare?" And he's like strapped up. He's taped all the knives to himself.
Yeah.
No, no,
And them out of here, out
no,
of there,
stabby,
out of there.
stabby. No, I don't know what you're talking about. Look, I don't like your accusing eyes, sir.
And I'm
Like
just
you're
sitting in
accusing
my
us.
seat on the plane, sharpening.
With the roller.
With his rock with his stone at exactly 20 degrees. It's important. 20 degrees.
That is
20
correct.
degrees. What I was going to say though is that what's funny is that speaking of international airports or large airports, the only time I've ever been in Chicago, we always joke about the national and everything. The only time I was ever in Chicago was in a layover from a red eye flight after I went to Vegas. So I was there. Now it was in Chicago where it was like 5 or 6 in the morning. It was red eye, and that is where I came to the realization that I forgot to buy liquor. And after being in Vegas for a week, I had a certain allotment, a certain allowance. I'm like, fuck! I'm like, no, this is where I need. It's like, y'all, this is where I need a 24-hour alcohol thing. I could have literally bought it, put it in my stuff, and taken it with me on the plane because I have an allotment. It's like, do you have any declare? Yes, I do. This is my fucking alcohol. I'm taking it. Well, you've been there a week. You're good. Thank you. My only regret, Bobby. I was there in Chicago for a couple hours, and I was sitting there frustrated that it was. And there was a liquor shop there, and it was closed. And I'm like, so much anger. I could stab someone in the eye with a knife.
Yeah, you don't have to pay taxes, duty free, right?
That's what I mean. Because I was there for a week, I had the allowance, I had the allotment, completely wasted. Such anger, such disappointment, such sadness.
It would have been so good.
It would have been.
Oh, well.
That liquor would have tasted better. That's how that works.
Listen.
You get it cheaper. It tastes
duty free liquor tastes better than regular liquor.
Absolutely.
Now, free is always the best, but duty free is pretty good. Duty free is pretty good. It enhances the flavor. Facts.
And it's damn cheap.
I agree.
That's what I'm saying, Bobby. That was why I was upset. I was like, it would have been so much cheaper, and I would have saved the taxes. It would have been phenomenal.
60 ounce or $8. Come on.
Oh my god. There you go. Rent spaces in sports arenas, maybe. I think if you have enough traffic in a sports arena, you probably could take advantage. You gotta have enough consistent foot traffic. Wherever you put it, you must have consistent foot traffic. It's not enough just to have people there once in a while. You gotta have consistency.
There's the least at sports places. I've seen them at all at different places. But for example, Yannick and I, when we went to the Maple Leafs game, bought packs of cards at one of their little kiosks there.
Sure.
And went and opened them up while we were watching the game and all that, and had a little fun. And then we all gave them to some kid, down the aisle because it was all crap. But to have a card shop at an arena, I don't know. I don't know about that, but they definitely sell packs of cards, at a basketball game, at a hockey game, at a whatever. So you're not too far off. That is happening.
Look, I think I've seen it tried. So Bobby, I don't know if you remember this one. I don't know if it'd be out of range where you've been. I don't remember if you remember where Dixie is. There was a Brunswick Bowl, the Brunswick bowling alley there. And for years, in the side of it, there was actually a card shop that ran out of the side of it.
Really?
Yeah, there was. So inside they actually had a couple. So basically the bowling alley would be there, but the bowling alley had a back area here, and they actually had a couple spot where you could have retail spaces. But over in the end, by one of the entrances, there was actually a little retail spot there. And it was actually a decent sized store considering but it was inside a bowling alley. So you had a separate entrance you could come, and then right there, you got a little shop. I actually shopped at that shop.
At the bowling alley, what were the women wearing?
Shorts.
So this was in this era, Eric. A lot of times during the day, there were no women's.
No women's.
No.
In the weekend, there would be women's, and they would not be wearing what you're describing.
So if anyone wants to know what that comment was all about, have to hit rewind.
Yeah, Eric is concerned that they're wearing his standard attire for cyclocross training, again in the comfort of his own home. No judgment, in the comfort of his own home. Just saying. But anyway, so they had a card shop in the bowling alley, which during the weekend, when the kids are there and they've got league bowl happening and all that, okay, that kind of makes sense because actually it's right there. You could just and by the way, that shop actually had decent selection because that dealer would do business and actually buy collections and things and also move it in other places. But you could walk into the shop and actually buy singles and boxes and packs and all that. not a bad concept, but then like
It's
on a
no international airport.
But on a Thursday mid-afternoon, like it's dead. A bowling alley isn't really that busy, during the day. So you'd have to adjust the hours to move to the evenings or on the weekends, basically. Focus on
League night.
weekends.
Yeah,
League
that
night.
would be smart.
League night is fine. League night is fine. So, but that's what I mean. When the foot traffic is there, like I said, if you've got on Saturday morning and the kids league is playing, and I played in some of those kids leagues during that time, and obviously I'm a card collector, so I get a twofer here. So I'm playing my games, but then when we're a little break between games and we're switching between one another, I'd walk over and I'd buy a couple packs or whatever. So it'd be fine. But again, it's the right time, right place. On a Thursday afternoon, you're not getting a lot of traffic.
No,
There's nobody there for that.
There is a show that I do, and I go to. It's on Leaside. Leaside's been around since like the 80s.
Yes.
There's always been a card show there, but recent years not so busy. So they built another arena about 10, 15 years ago. But now when we have the Sunday show there, all the kids can come in free if you're from that place gets busy because the kids are playing. But most of the kids are about. It seems like there's a girls league, and I think they're like 10, 11, 12, 13, something like that. And they're coming in, with their parents and stuff like that, and they're allowed in free, and they're kind of looking around. It's kind of a smart thing to do because you're doubling down, right? You're not just in a place far and away and by yourself in a hotel or whatever. It's right with the arena. So
well, today if I was going to do that, I'd probably be selling Pokemon. With the kids especially, you do very well with the Pokemon. That'd be the play. You'd be smart.
The girls are playing hockey, so they're looking at women hockey, and they're whatever, and they still have lots of stars.
You could mix that in. I think you'd be fine. They got the professional league now and everything. I think that'd be fine. But again, Pokemon and you've got that covered. And the Pokemon works for both boys and girls. You'd be good either way. It'd be smart. You'd have plenty of options there.
Mm-hmm.
So Zach here says, I still think Bobby and Brandon on the road going Cards HQ and touring Atlanta hotspots would be great content. It would be great content. Bobby would be like, fucking Atlanta.
Oh, yeah. I should bring up that picture I posted.
There you go. The Jamaican bobsled team used to sign autographs at the airport. There you go, Stu. Atlanta has a duty-free alcohol because it's international airport. So, but is the Atlanta duty-free alcohol
24 hours
open at 5 a.m? Because that's when my layover was from the red eye. I needed at 5 a.m, Ham. 5 p.m. doesn't do me any damn good. I need it at 5 a.m.
Yep.
CC says, joking aside, better airports could be cool to have courses skewed every MLB and NBA, NFL, and NHL arena. Fair. Or malls where there's a lot of foot traffic. Yeah, if you got malls, that used to be the old school. By the way, maybe if some of these malls get dead, here's the thing. Maybe if some of these malls get dead, maybe you should bring down the rent on some of these tenants, and maybe that would give somebody an opportunity to build a shop. If you decrease the cost enough, you could make it interesting for somebody to give it a go. At least it would give people a reason to show up because a lot of malls are dead anyway.
They are.
Do you know anybody that has a card shop in a mall or had one?
That had one? Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Had one? Yes.
Long time.
Yeah.
Good evening, Kathy. Have a good night.
Good night, Mom. It's not nonsense. This is very important stuff.
Yeah, but those guys usually had like the junk. Like you go in, there was very commercialized, vintage. There wasn't a selection that you wanted. They got a lot of people shopping there who just kind of don't know what they're buying. They're just kind of buying it.
Well, that's why I think, like, look, I talked about this before. My history in my youths, it wasn't the local card shop. The local card shop was the flea market. And then we had some dealers there who set up. But the thing is, they would buy their boxes from Grosvenor. So they would get it through distribution, but which wasn't necessarily the best. But again, it's also a flea market card shop. But they would have singles and everything. They would open some boxes. There's your singles and sell those, and then buy some and sell, buy some and sell. There's your new product. And they would have a little bit of old product, a little bit of vintage, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. It was a mix mash of different things. But because it's a flea market, the booth cost is less. So you reduce the cost. Oh, but you're only open on Saturday and Sunday. Yes, but you're also, the cost per month is way less. So because it's a lower cost, it meant that it was more viable. In a mall, it tended to be a little bit more expensive. So you needed to be able to get either a sweetheart deal or you got to sell the lowest common denominator, whatever crap will sell.
Yeah. Well, I found that flea markets, especially in the 80s, the later 80s, there was tons set up in there. That was a great
Yes.
outlet. And it was bigger ones, flea markets, not little small ones. But there was different card dealers all the way through there. It was perfect for them because it was
And
just
yes,
open
Eric
on
is
the
being a weirdo.
weekends.
That's twice she's called me a weirdo. Who do you think was on my text?
Oh, I knew without even asking, but yes, we knew.
That's twice now she's called me a weirdo in like the last 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
That's not nice. She's mean.
it's
She's
consistency.
Mean. She's mean.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't being weird at all. You just don't understand the comment. What was weird is what the Professional Bowlers Association made those women wear back in the day when they were professional bowling. It was silly.
I'm sure it wasn't a choice.
Who would choose that?
they had uniforms. They mandated.
It was a long time ago.
It
Different
was.
days.
How so? Just so we're all on the same page. How recently have you watched women's bowling, Eric?
Yes.
You know they have a YouTube channel. You can actually watch it today. It's actually on there.
1980 what?
It's been a while since I watched women's bowling.
Mhm.
You know, it used to be on like Wide World of Sports and stuff like on Saturdays. And
Wide World of Sports hasn't been around since
1978.
yeah.
Yes. God damn.
Listen, we've already all agreed I'm old. Okay.
Yes, I know.
I just don't understand why the men could wear pants and the women had to wear what they wore. They looked ridiculous.
Maybe not then.
Yeah, then. I thought then they looked ridiculous.
Okay. We'll move on to bigger and better things. Bowling, knives, bowling. When are they getting bowling cards again?
And listen, prison bowling is the key. I'm telling y'all, prison bowling. For those looking at Toronto, wonder how a card hobby would do with a tier 1 shopping center like Eden Center, Yorkdale. Your packs would be $1 trillion. No. Your packs would be infinity dollars.
It would be because the rent there is like $1,000,000,000 a month.
Look, all you need to know about Yorkdale for the uninitiated. It's been years since I've been down, by the way, but I've worked downtown for so many years that I had the opportunity to pop down occasionally because Yorkdale's a fun little walk around, like window shopping, kind of looking around. But they got a Rolex shop. They got, some of the high-end luxury watch brands and everything. If you want a window shop and look around, it's pretty good if you're interested in that kind of thing. But you're looking around and I hope you don't get sticker shock.
There is, but
I would take it, but because I was downtown already working,
yeah,
I would just take the train up. I would take the train up, and it was.
Where's it? College and Bay?
It escapes me right now, but I know there was a station right there, and you could literally just go straight up to it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
It was easy to get to.
I'm supposed to be in bed by now.
Why?
You running away? Michelle Wade?
Why? What's up?
There's plenty of Wades. Go on. What do you got?
No, that's Michelle.
Oh.
Like Michelle. The Michelle that you guys know, Michelle.
No. Michelle, how do you feel about stabbing in the eye? Because Eric's been telling us about that all night.
Mm-hmm. Him and his knives.
And if Amanda's still around, she knows Michelle quite well also.
Oh. Okay. It's kind of weird.
And good evening, Michelle.
That's the boss. For those you think mom's the boss? That's the boss.
That's the boss.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Is it the same that has to do with Eric shenanigans?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And good evening, Michelle. So kind of the second half of CC's question. Look, I think it would be interesting, but I think with any card shop, the problem is always if you start off with a really high upfront cost, it hurts. It always hurts. Whenever you talk about a card shop, you want to reduce that. So you got a problem, a catch-22. Ideally, you want basically a warehouse. You almost want like David Adams has. They got a warehouse with a bunch of stuff in there. It's relatively cheap in terms of the amount of space, relatively cheap in terms of the amount of cost for the amount of square footage they got. But they also don't need to be overly fancy because they're a warehouse. If you're in a shopping mall, you probably want it to look a little nicer, but you've elevated the cost. Plus the rent is higher. Again, you got to elevate the cost. You keep bumping up the cost. And that's your problem. Everything increases the cost. And okay, as a consumer, you walk in, you really look, it's nice that it looks nice, but if the card is $100, I'd like to pay $100 or less. I don't care what your overhead is. That is not my problem as a consumer.
Yeah.
That's your problem.
Are we gonna care that Ham's hitting on my wife?
That should be, I think, look, you're the knifey stabby in the eye guy. Why don't you deal with it?
Because my knife can't reach Florida.
Not with that attitude.
If you take a drive down, go through Atlanta, and get down to Florida.
Ham, stop hitting on my wife.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Otherwise, it's knifey stabby.
Because she might go with you.
Michelle said stay out of it.
Yeah, see,
she's already ditched you.
Yeah,
all the knifey stabby in the eye didn't help you.
Yeah,
tired of your hobbies.
Yeah, please stop. Please stop hitting on my wife. She may leave me at any time.
I said, when is Eric coming down? Eric, you should go over there, knifey stabby in the eye, and help Ham sleep with the fishes.
Yeah,
he'd appreciate it.
Nice and easy.
I don't.
Right.
Easy peasy.
There's nothing about Florida. She's been going down there for a while because her family's down there. So
she's familiar with the Florida man.
Yeah. So her family all they all grew up here. Her mother grew up here. Her brother, obviously, her sister-in-law, all grew up here, raised their kids here, but they all moved down to Florida. So she goes down to visit. So it's Easter Sunday, Easter weekend. Easter's a big deal for them. So she jumped on a plane this morning, and so she's down there spending the weekend with them, coming back, I think, on Tuesday or something. But Ham, stay away from my wife.
Mm-hmm.
Bobby, once again, this live stream has taken on a different turn.
It has.
It's been a fascinating ride. It's been a fascinating ride tonight. Not gonna lie.
Very interesting night.
Mm-hmm.
I would have to say.
I must say, yes. I can't say it's good. I'm struggling to find how to categorize this. Like, I can't.
There's nothing good. The show's stupid. It's never good.
But Eric, by your argument, the show's always stupid. So it doesn't really matter. Like, it's not like tonight is particularly different in that regard. The problem that I have, Eric, forget you for a second. I'm trying to classify this in a standard way. I'm trying to figure out look, we've had our fair share of bullshit on here. A fair share.
Consistently bizarre.
It has. And from the get, right from the start, nonstop, the entirety of the show has been I don't even know what's going on, and I'm here. Yep.
Party on.
All right. So she's here for spring break. There you go. Ham says, I'm having a great time. Well, as long as you have a good time, Ham. I'm having a good time too. I'm not going to deny it. I'm enjoying it.
With who?
I was saying, you hanging out with Michelle? Eric?
Hey.
Knifey stab in the eye. Knifey stab.
Stay away from my wife.
All right. So Paul's saying, can we discuss the top 16 list? Yes. So actually, yeah. Hold on. We can talk about that for a minute. Now, I don't have the original list, but I think Paul gave me a basic rundown. So I'll see if I can find it. So let me explain what that is. So Topps basically try to do a thing, we do a lot of social media bait, especially with a lot of these companies. And what they were pitching was this idea of a March Madness style bracket, right? Pitching off the March Madness thing. And they come up with a bunch of different versions of their own. Yes. Yeah, I got it. I'm pulling it up. So let me go into it. So basically Topps came up with their own version. And what they were trying to argue was, a bracket of iconic rookie cards. So that's what Topps was talking about. That's what they were pitching.
I assume it's all then.
Yes. But specifically what they were doing is they were saying, vote for this or tell us, whatever. So here, I've got the rookie cards that they selected. So Paul gave me a list of it. And I think Breakout Cards did a video ranting about this. I started listening to it, but as soon as he started complaining about it, I'll explain what his argument was in a second. But let me give you the list first. I'll give you the list of the cards that are on here, the iconic rookie cards. And then we'll go from there. So first one, 54 Hank Aaron, 54 Topps Hank Aaron. We got the 2011 Topps Update Fish Boy card, the infamous one. We got that one. We got the 55 Topps Clemente, the 1918 Ronald Acuna, 2001 Ichiro card, 93 Jeter, 2018 Ohtani, 89 Griffey Topps. We got 2017 Aaron Judge, 2001 Pujols, 87 McGuire, 84 Doc Gooden, 93, Piazza / Delgado. So that's an interesting one. 19, Alonso. 15, 1980, Ricky Henderson. And 16, 2024, Ellie De La Cruz. Now, Ellie De La Cruz, to be honest, doesn't fit in this at all. But the argument, so let me give you the breakout cards argument of it. Here's where it gets interesting. And I'm going to touch on this one from Bob Jackson here in a second. Hang tight. I'm going to touch on this in a second. Part of the objection is that it's all Topps cards. As a result of that, we don't have the 51 Bowman Mickey Mantle. As a result of that, we're missing, Willie Mays' 51 Bowman rookie card. We're missing some key, and they own the Bowman brand, so there's really no excuse for it. You could include them. To me, Ellie De La Cruz doesn't even qualify. Ellie De La Cruz doesn't belong on this list. So sorry, too new, started too soon. No thanks. Aaron Judge, he's played well. He's had amazing seasons. He had 62 home runs. Great. You don't belong on this list. I just gave you two guys that belong on this list over both of them. I just took two guys off. I just put two guys back on. 51 Bowman Mays, 51 Bowman Mantle. There's two rookies that should appear before the two guys that I just took off. So bear that in mind. No Frank Thomas, no name on front. That's a good call-up. That's not a bad call-up. Okay, but here's the point, though.
No, Bob.
You're talking about iconic rookie cards. So breakout cards was, I think it's Ryan. I always forget his name, but I'm saying breakout cards just so we all understand. So anyway, he was arguing about
Ryan Nolan.
Yeah, Ryan Nolan. Thank you. So he was arguing about, like 19, the Sporting News Ruth and a bunch of, fine. I agree with this. Here's the funny thing. As a player, Babe Ruth is way more iconic. Yes, I agree with that. Take the average rank and file person and go, okay, so what's the Babe Ruth rookie card?
The rookie card?
Yeah. What is the Babe Ruth rookie card?
Oh, it's that schedule that they think.
Bobby, but that's the point. But take the rank and file person, they can't even get that far. They can't even get that far into the discussion.
Like 33 or something?
Goody.
So a lot of people would probably say that just because that's the first one to come.
I have no idea.
Yeah, that was 17 years after the Sporting News one. The Sporting News Ruth was 1916. The Gaudi is 1933. So this is late in his career. So the point is that's fine. I actually have no issue with that. So let me put it this way: not including the Sporting News Ruth and something that's a little more murky, a little bit more obscure. I'm okay with that. I don't care. He even started arguing about the 54 Topps Hank Aaron. And he goes, there was other Hank Aaron cards in 54. And it's like, he was talking about what was it? The something cookies. The name escapes me, but there's one of the regional food brands or whatever.
Was it Dad's Cookies?
Yeah, Dad's Cookies.
Like whatever it was. But anyway, so there's a 54 Hank Aaron for that.
It's the other cookies. I know the one.
There's another one. But anyway, the point is there's a 54 Hank Aaron. And he was saying, that's a rookie. Like, okay, go get Victor. You guys can have an argument about this. I don't care. But the 54 Topps Hank Aaron, to me, is an iconic card that is worthy of this list. I have no issue with that. That's fine. I agree that we should be including 51 Bowman Mantle, 51 Bowman Mays. How about a Jackie Robinson? Let's pick a Jackie Robinson card to throw in there. There's some names that are left off this list. That I have no issue with.
Ted Williams.
Yeah, absolutely. Ted Williams, absolutely. 100%. Joe DiMaggio. Like, if you're talking baseball, it's like doing a hockey version of this and saying Gordie Howe doesn't count. Yeah, we're not even counting. We're not even including him in here. Whatever. We're just going to stick with Thompson Opeachy. Well, then Gordie Howe's out, right? No Maurice Richard. That ain't happening. Okay, fine. That's a bit of a problem. If you want to actually account for the real history of the game, we should probably include these guys. Or, again, if we want to talk iconic in the hockey version, it would be like saying, yeah, we're not going to include anything like the Vezina rookie. We're not going to include that. Yeah. So we're going to ignore those. That to me is a problem. I think that I disagree with that portion of it. So I agree the list isn't good. I don't have as moral objection to them as much as, by the way, the Bowman thing, though, it makes no sense to me since they own the Bowman brand. You own the brand. So even if you want to stick the Topps and Bowman, you can still include Bowman. You're allowed. It's fine.
I think the end result is this is a hard list to really make
absolutely
everybody happy with. Everybody has their own reasons, and I think most people look at value as opposed to maybe design a card or significance of the year. Maybe Mantle's 60, 61 when him and Maris went for the hitting title. I don't know. That might be a significant card to somebody opposed to his 51 or 52.
Sure, but I think even if we want to say rookies, just to limit the scope, to make it easier for yourself to build a list, even still. Not including the Mantle and Mays, to me, is an inexcusable omission on such a list. To me, that doesn't make any sense. It doesn't work. And if it's iconic cards, then probably we go with the 52 mantle, 52 tops mantle, like obviously. But if you're saying rookies, fine. But you own the Bowman brand, so you can certainly include the 51 Bowman. There's no reason not to. I'm okay with that. I really don't give a crap, to be honest, about picking some of the more obscure issues or whatever. The Ruth thing is more problematic because there are a couple of sets around that time period, and people are still arguing a little bit about. I'm okay with making the Sporting News Ruth the rookie, but I don't care about getting that particular about it. Now, Bob Jackson here saying about the 87 McGuire. Now, here's the interesting thing about the 87 McGuire. Here's where it gets a little bit tricky. And Victor has had his own challenge.
Is this the USA Olympic card?
85 is the USA Olympic card.
Okay.
87 is with the Oakland A's.
Okay.
So here's where it gets interesting. The 85, he's with Team USA.
Right.
He's in a top set, pack pulled, all that stuff, right?
Right.
But in 87, that's his first one in a tops pack pulled, everything with the Oakland A's. That's the major league team. That's him being a major league professional. So which one would be the rookie? 85 or 87? It's a little bit of a weird.
Since it came out, people have wanted the 85.
I'm okay with the 85 because for me, I consider that to be the rookie. But I know some people that prefer the 87 because it's actually him in a major league uniform. It's actually him on the team he played for.
Right.
So I don't have a moral objection to that. To me, the 85 is still legit because it's in the real set. It's like the hockey side. It's like when they would have regular sets and they would put the players in Team Canada uniforms. So like set 97, 98 Upper Deck Vincent Lecavalier. He's in a Team Canada uniform, but that's Upper Deck. It's regular flagship Upper Deck.
Yeah.
Yeah. And they did the same thing with Black Diamond. Black Diamond, 97, 98. One of my favorite sets. I have a complete set of that. Roberto Luongo is in a Team Canada uniform, but it's a 97, 98 Black Diamond. You go pull the packs.
Yep.
That's what he's in. You've got international players in there. I think you've got the Sedins are, I think, in that set. They're for Team Sweden. But they're in a set with NHLers and the rest of it, right?
If it's from an official company that's putting out cards, and that's their first appearance, then it seems like a rookie card to me.
Yeah. So now one other element I'll talk about here, the whole iconic thing is tricky because Babe Ruth is an iconic level player. The average rank and file person doesn't look at the Sporting Life or Sporting News Ruth as like an iconic card. They're not thinking of it like the Honus Wagner. They're not thinking of it like the 52 South Mantle or even the 33 Gowdy Ruth. Honestly, if you show somebody the 33 Gowdy Ruth, they think, oh, that's the better card, right? But obviously the other one, predates it by 17 years and it is more historically accurate to like, this should be the more iconic card, but the average person hasn't seen it. So I don't know how iconic it can be if most people don't even know what it looks like. So it's a little bit tougher in that regard. Here's Paul's next comment here saying the 93 Piazza is a true rookie and the 92 Bowman doesn't count. So again, Topps owns Bowman. So that's where the Bowman thing is weird to me. I don't get that. And leaving off the 52 Mantle or Mays is beyond absurd. So I don't know. Is it iconic cards or is it iconic rookies? That's the part where I'm confused. Because if it's iconic cards, then the 52 Topps Mantle should be in there 100% no doubt. The Honus Wagner should be in there 100% no doubt. We're talking iconic cards, right? So I guess it depends on what the definition is. That's the part I'm not following. That's the part I didn't get. I heard about it, but I have no idea what they were getting at with it. So I'm confused.
Oh, well, what can you do? I'm going to bow out, guys, because it's getting cool again. And I'm getting a little tired, too. And had some fun. It was an interesting night, for sure.
It was bizarre, yeah.
I'm going to go buy a knife on eBay maybe now.
Yeah, you should buy a knife. Like, I have a sudden urge to buy a knife. I don't know about you guys.
Well, look at he can't wait to just.
That's all he does all day, like in his own time. He's just sitting there, like he's probably just sitting at the shop on his own, like in a corner.
That's why everyone stays away from him at the shop.
You know who would hang out with you though, Eric? Maybe we should get him down by the store and you two can hang out. I think you should hang out with Len Potty and talk about knives.
Oh yes.
Oh, let's not do that.
I think that's an awesome idea.
No, let's not do that.
Best idea.
Mr. T Knife, yes.
He's probably against knives.
Maybe. You never know.
He is.
Mm.
I think he's probably against knives. He
Hey,
probably is.
Bobby. So I know it's getting chilly. We appreciate you as always from the Garage of Knowledge. It's been a fun night. I appreciate you appreciating Eric's knife sharpening.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It was a nice warm day though. That's the funny part.
Well, yeah. Look, we're at the end of March. It doesn't feel like spring's coming yet. Like we're not
No.
there yet.
Well,
We're
we got
not
a
there.
snowstorm a few days ago, and now it's all
Yeah.
gone. It's
So we're still working on that one.
Yeah. Anyways, okay, guys, have a good night.
Appreciate it,
Yeah,
Bobby.
Bob.
Have a good Friday.
Thank you.
So Ball says the blurb said Aaron had no other rookies. That's just factually wrong. I guess it depends if you consider the other ones to be rookies. I get the idea, though. I get the point. CC says most of the 16 cards named are not top iconic cards to most hobbyists. Just my opinion. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. That's what I say. Like Illa De La Cruz, no, come on. The Aaron Judge, come on. That's not iconic. Get out of here. Tons of the rookies in 90s hockey are national team cards. Yeah, that happened a lot in the 90s. They used a lot of Team Canada, Team Sweden, Team Russia, Team whatever, because they included them in subsets in the base set. So it was like, okay, are those rookies? I guess they are. It's iconic tops rookies, regardless of okay. So it's iconic tops rookies, regardless of other pre-rookies or other. The article at the start says baseball rookies, but it's clear it's just tops. Okay, makes sense. Then they say one card per set, and then break the rule twice in their own list. It's amazing how someone didn't stop the writer and tell them they can't ever write again. Most of them don't really care about that much. They just put together a list and they're like, just name some cards, whatever. There you go, Bob Jackson. I had fun talking to Eric again. He had no idea it was me. See? Bob
Yeah, that's
Jackson's
not
picking up
creepy.
on it.
And you wonder why I carry knives around.
Mm-hmm. Have a good night, Ham. Take it easy.
Later, Ham.
Yep. I think it's kind of interesting. Makes it a little bit of a different change of pace. I think we like I said, Eric, earlier. I honestly wasn't sure what I was going to expect coming into this one. I did enjoy that what Brad was saying. It's like, no, I'm going to do the show like Friday, like normal. To me, it's like whatever. It's a Friday, it's a Friday, it's a Friday. But I'm like, I don't know what we're going to end up with. Who knew we'd wind up finding into the intricacies of the Eric knife collection?
This is just one thing. I could come up with something new every week. I got a lot of different things that I'm into and I find interesting. Whether it be collected pennies or knives or other things.
Mayonnaise.
No, none of that.
Are you sure?
Oh, I'm sure.
But during the season, we're going to be talking Gerard Mayo. So does that count for anything?
I don't know who that is.
He's the coach of your New England Patriots. And former player for your New England Patriots.
Nope, I don't remember him.
Loving the Mayo.
Nope.
All Mayo all the time.
Nope, don't recall him at all.
Mayo!
I'm looking forward to another season with Bill Belichick.
Maybe he'll have to wear like a Bill Belichick mask and that'll like make you feel better. Mayo.
I don't know what you're talking about.
So Eric, other than buying all the Leaf Reggie Lemon M&Ms, which I have no doubt you will, anything else on the horizon? Anything else you're looking for? Or are you just going to be dealing with a lot of the, I know it's been distracting, dealing with the sheer number of text messages that you get calling you a weirdo as you are.
Just because she's mean. She's mean. Calls me names and everything. It's mean.
Speaking of name, he hasn't been around yet. Haven't seen him. But
he wasn't here last week. Not here this week. It's been 2 great weeks in a row.
He's looking in the background. He's looking in the shadows, I think.
Well, you have to
waiting to pounce, waiting to strike.
He's all big time now because he has his own show, right? So he's just, I don't have to pop in here. I don't have to do that. He wants us all to go to him now. Which I refuse.
So what you're saying is, wait, are you saying that you would feel better if he would invite you to go and discuss indigenous cards or indigenous anything?
Oh no,
you're giving us your expertise.
Indigenous basketball.
I think isn't that one of your hobbies? One of your topics that you go in? Knives, indigenous basketball, mayonnaise. These are the 3 things I know you for.
I mean, I have written 3 books on the subject, and
wow.
he refuses to ask me any type of questions or my expertise. He doesn't reach out in any way. So
I think this is a valid question Amanda asks.
I think it's a combination of both.
Now, here's what I'm thinking. I'm going to be honest with you. Here's what I'm thinking. Now, let me workshop this with you, Eric. Here's what I'm thinking. I got to be honest. I think when it comes to this, I blame myself.
You should.
I do. Yeah, I do. Because being a man of peace that I am,
man of peace,
I've just been too nice to you. And unfortunately, it hasn't inoculated you and built up the calluses in your soul that would allow you to fend off these attacks from Amanda.
Yeah.
I should honestly take it upon myself as feedback, as a takeaway, to be a lot meaner to you.
Yeah, because the fact that my own mother comes here onto a show and makes fun of me on live YouTube, somehow you think you're going to hurt me more than my own mother coming on and making fun of me.
Oh, we can work together. Don't worry.
Oh, I believe you have.
Oh,
and now you have Michelle on board.
Yeah, Eric. Have you not heard it takes a village?
Yeah, it's a village.
The point, Eric, is that I have my set of skills, but the thing is, we must customize it to you. We must customize it to the place that will hurt you the most, and then douse you in mayonnaise.
When I first started the show, I think my beard was still brown. This show has aged me.
And yet you claim that we cannot hurt you?
Bob, okay, Eric, I found a screwdriver. What do I do with it now? I suggest you sit on it, Potsy.
Wow. Yeah, Bob Jackson here to help. Look, Bob Jackson's here to help. I'm here to help. Amanda's here to help. We're all here to help.
Stop helping.
Oh, I haven't even started to help yet. Eric, I'm on levels of help me help you. I got beer for this all night, y'all. All night.
Lord. All right, how much more of this nonsense are we going to do?
I think a couple more minutes. I think we'll call it a little early tonight. I think we got way too much mileage on the knife. Like, we didn't even get to Knifey Spoony. We got the Knifey Spoony. Lord knows. Who knows? I don't even know what to tell you. I will help you the way you help us.
I have a what looks like a knife, but instead of flipping a blade out, it flips out a spoon and a fork on the other end. So it's for camping.
I'm glad you make a clarification. It's important.
Yeah. I have one somewhere. I don't know where. It's out in the garage. But it looks like a Swiss Army knife, but it's a knife and fork situation. I mean, a fork and spoon situation.
I see.
Yeah.
Do you collect other kitchen utensils, Eric? Whisks, melon ballers, spatulas. These are valid questions Bob Jackson is asking. I am appreciating the legitimacy of these questions.
Well, I'm convinced my mother collected...
By the way, Eric, do you know this reference with The Simpsons? I see you played Knifey Spoony before.
I have never really been a Simpsons fan. I'm more of a family.
Oh, that was a good reference. So that is when they went to Australia.
Okay.
So the joke was that he had a knife and this like, I see you've played Knifey Spoony before. So that's the reason. That's what I was referring to. I was getting to Knifey Spoony.
No, I'm more of a fan. Like, I was sending memes or parts of the show to Amanda today that were Family Guy clips. So, I'm more a Family Guy guy.
Wow.
No, you have to understand, because I am so old, I was a Simpsons fan because every Sunday I would watch the Tracy Ullman show in which it originated. And so I was a Simpsons fan on the ground floor. And then it just kind of, after like the 20th year or so, I'm like, okay, this has gotten a little old. So I don't find it entertaining like I used to. So
I think I've seen some video essays where they talk about kind of where the show kind of jumped the shark a little bit. and it pretty much coincides with the better head writers going away. And there's a specific season where they basically walked away, and after that is when you kind of start the decline of the show.
Yeah,
But
it's
he's
just
not a Simpsons guy, when most of the OG Family Guy writers were former Simpsons writers. Yeah, but that's the reason why I say that there's a cutoff. There's a certain season. I don't remember the season, but there's a season where the original writers, or a lot of basically the last of the original writers, went away, and the entire writing of Simpsons takes a different turn because the writers had a certain way of doing a joke. And then when all the original writers are gone, there's nobody left that knows the setup the way they did before. So they get their own turn, but now it's different. Simpsons writers got poached hard for a few year period, yes, and quality went down. And there were a lot of very funny people that wrote for that show
sure.
for many years in the earlier days. And you can tell the show was flat out better written. Bob Jackson's got season 10 was the last good season according to many fans. I give it a couple more seasons after that, but it's somewhere in the early teens. Somewhere in the early teens, it took a turn. And the problem is we're in year 30. So we've far past that point.
Just, it's I watched it from the beginning. I watched it for many years, and then I went, yeah, okay, I'm done with this, and then I moved on. So I think the Family Guy is more edgy. I really appreciate some of the humor. Sometimes I'm like, all right, that's a little much. That one curled my stomach a little, but I like the way that they target everybody. No one's safe. And it just, it gets me rolling sometimes. So I had to drive through Providence today, which is Timmy Two Hat's hometown, and I was making all these comments to Amanda while I was driving through and all that. And when I got back, there was an episode, from years ago that the Family Guy did where they went on a tour of Providence, Providence, Rhode Island, and it just really summed up what a dumpster fire the place can be. So I just sent that to her earlier. Yeah. So I don't think I've ever sent a Simpsons meme or anything.
Family Guy has the same problem Simpsons had. They flanderized everyone. I do think it also changes things a little bit that Seth MacFarlane is working on so many projects now. He had the Orville thing. He's done other stuff. He did. I think Ted was his deal as well. I think that was one of his.
American Dad.
He's done so much stuff that it's like after a while, it's like you only got so many hours in the day. Yeah. So if you're gonna have your A material and you're spreading it out over like 15 different projects, after a while, you're gonna run out of gas. But the animated shows have done. Fox basically keeps Simpsons around because they've done well enough for long enough that they're content to like, well, do we have anything that's going to get better ratings to replace it? No. I see. Well, another season of Simpsons it is.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be very sad when the ending happens. I think what's going to happen is one of the main cast members will die and they won't be able to replace the voice and they'll finally have to give up. I think that's basically what will happen. That's my opinion. It's pretty much money in the bank for them. They don't have to work that hard. They really don't. So it's like, it's good enough, but it doesn't hold up well compared to the old seasons. And they kind of gave it up after that. Then it's kind of done. Works out. Yes, but not one of the main characters that they needed. They were able to get by. Look, as soon as, what's his name? The guy's name escapes me. But as soon as the guy who voices Homer dies, or doesn't want to do it anymore, well, that's going to be a tough one to replace. It's going to be a bit of a problem. You need one of the main characters. Like if one of the main guys goes away, or ladies, that's going to be a bit of a problem. Voice actors for those characters make so much money to go read lines for a few hours a month. Yeah. And they've made a lot of money for a lot. Those folks have made a lot of money for a lot of years. Decades now, literally decades, making money off that show. There's the one. Yeah, that's the one.
From the late 80s. I mean, they started
and a bunch of other characters as well.
They started on the Tracy Ullman show in the late 80s. They've been around a long time.
Now just imagine almost 40 years of job security at this point.
Yeah,
it's pretty damn good. At this point, they got to be I don't know. If I was one of them, I'd be like, maybe I want to retire. I made plenty of money. I've been doing this for forever. Like, how much longer do you want to keep doing it? Does it even interest you?
At this point, I assume they just enjoy it because I can't imagine they need the cash.
You would think so. You would think
and you
so.
think they have syndication. You think about The Simpsons are on all the time, right? In syndication, they must have syndication money coming in too, plus their regular paychecks.
Yep, that's exactly it.
And then I don't know. They probably don't have merchandising though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Unless
I don't know.
they use their voice like on a pull toy, a plush toy that their voice is somehow in the plush toy or something. Maybe then, but
I don't know what kind of deal they worked out for that. That's kind of what's interesting. So I'm just looking it up here. So on January 2023, they renewed it for the 35th and 36th seasons, taking it through the 2024-2025 season. So that'll be into this next year.
Mm-hmm.
And they've got 51 episodes for those. But here's the thing. They have 765 episodes in the can already.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Going on 35 years. Like, they have made a crap ton of episodes. So speaking of syndication, they've got tons of episodes to play. Any network that wants to buy the old episodes, you got 765 episodes to play.
Crazy.
Pick one. But anyway, all right, folks. So I'll tell you what, we'll call it a night tonight. So that'll be a good Friday episode. So hopefully you enjoyed it. We had some fun
It was a good
tonight.
Friday episode.
Yes, it was. It was. It went a little different than what we expected tonight. I'm not gonna lie to you. A little bit. Now we learn about Eric's proclivity towards the stabby in the eye. And if that wasn't enough for you, Homeland Security could be by any time. Now that they know about Eric's proclivities, his various hobbies, we'll say.
Yeah, hobbies.
Yeah. And then Amanda will text Eric a lot of times and call him a weirdo, which she should.
Oh, that's nice.
And you also know now what Eric likes to wear when he does cyclocross training. No judgment.
I don't wear the clothes of a female bowler from the 80s. I do not.
So you claim.
I don't. It's not much better.
That sounds like a man who just wants to deny the truth. Christian Taylor provided the voice of various characters, including Gloria Prince, Lewis Clark, Martin Prince, Sherry and Terry, and Uda Zorker, passed in 2019. Fair. Thank you, Bob. Have a good I'm going to go watch the fun I missed. Oh, go back to the beginning, my man. Now play that shit at 2 times speed. But the first 42 minutes were special. Special. I don't know why it happened and I was there. I don't know why.
I blame him.
But it happened. Once it happened, we just roll with it.
I'm blaming him.
You should. Have a good one, folks. Eric, go wrench. Facts. Last words. All right, folks. Have yourselves a great rest of your Friday. East Coast, you still got time, about 20 minutes on your Friday. Enjoy it. West Coast, you still got hours and hours. You got hours and hours and hours. Have a good long weekend. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take it easy. We'll catch you in the next one.
Bye, guys.